and the Florida Panthers in a huge divisional matchup. Welcome everybody to the watch along. I'm going to take you in live now to Austin Matthews' all-time leading goal scorer ceremony. We're going to listen it together here.
Keon would break that tie, only to be caught by Daryl Sittler. For the past 19 seasons, Matt Sundin has held that record. And on Saturday night, Austin Matthews passed Matt's to become our club's newest all-time leading goal scorer.
Here comes Matthews, working in, Matthews scores! And Matt Sundin has company as Austin Matthews will now share the all-time goal-scoring lead with the Maple Leafs. Good work by Domi, now a chance, McMahon, Matthews, and there is 4:21, and the Maple Leafs have a new all-time goal-scoring leader, and they'll empty the bench to congratulate the captain.
Please welcome to center ice your captains, Matt Sundin and Austin Matthews. Mats is presenting Austin with a frame that includes pucks number 420 and 421, along with the official game sheet from Saturday night's game. Austin, from Mats and all those greats who built this legacy before you, this story now continues through you. Leafs Nation, please join us in congratulating Austin on becoming the all-time goal-scoring leader of your Toronto Maple Leafs.
Ty Domi recording in the crowd. Austin Matthews, ladies and gentlemen, the all-time leading goal scorer for your Toronto Maple Leafs, gifted
please rise if you're able to.
Listen into the national anthems as well.
All-time
leading goal scorer, 421.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets crackling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Doesn't that give you goosebumps? All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The Florida Panthers and the Toronto Maple Leafs in a huge matchup that has implications on the Eastern Conference standings. The Leafs must win this game. This is a must-win game. And I put it out there into the chat. Who scores the opening goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs? Big storylines heading into tonight. Obviously, must-win game. Brad Marchand's comments this morning. What a troll. Of course, he's going to do that. We know that. But it's all in good fun, I guess. Not in good fun. If I was a Leaf, I would knock his head off tonight. But anyway, I'm not on the ice. But whatever. Hopefully somebody does something tonight. But who scores the opening goal for the Leafs? We got Matthews or Nyes or McMahon from Joshua. Joshua, what's up? Saw your comment earlier, but I was paying respect to the national anthem. But we are ready to get going here. And go Leafs, go. Noah saying, give me Matthews. That opening ceremony, it was nice. Matt Sundin in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Former leading goal scorer in Maple Leafs history. Ironically enough, they both did it against the same team, the New York Islanders. I thought that was very poetic on Saturday. But here we go. Ready, slated for puck drop. Your starters tonight, Matthew Nyes, John Tavares, and Matthias Michelli start off against Anton Lundell, Reinhart, and Luosterainen. Ekblad and Forsling start on defense for the Florida Panthers, and we have Morgan Rielly and, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Carlo is back sporting white tape. Back into the lineup after missing, I think, roughly a month. Sorry, almost 2 months, I think, at this point, with a foot infection. Hey, thanks for being here, Nate. Appreciate you tuning in. This one should be a fun one. This should be a... I think this game could be a little bit wide open for times. I think it's going to tighten up because these are two, experienced teams with some experienced coaches. But I'm sure both coaches want low event, but we'll see what happens. And again, the comments from Brad Marchand this morning. Somebody hit him. Somebody take his head off. But should be a good one. Should be a very eventful one tonight. We got Simone Benoit paired with Phil Meyer. By the way, before the game, Brandon Carlo activated off IR, and a retroactive move right after that was Marshall Rafai has been sent down to the Toronto Marlies. So that did just happen right before the game started. That did just transpire. Guys, let me know as well in the chat if you can hear me okay. It should be fine, but just let me know if you can hear me all right. Leafs have been pinned in their own zone for roughly the first minute here. OEL is playing with Troy Stetcher tonight. Troy Stetcher has been a revelation so far this year. Both teams, by the way, last time they met, both last in the conference, I'm pretty sure. Second last and last. And now both teams playing a lot better. Florida Panthers just, I think, a point out of the playoffs. And the Leafs are 2 points behind the Panthers. It's been a weird year. Everybody's, it's really tight in the Eastern Conference. The West is also kind of tight, but more middling. There's a lot of worse teams in the Western Conference and more high-end teams in the Western Conference too. So the middle is still very tight, but the East is, just wide open. It's crazy. There's nobody that really screams that they're going to take it. So at least first line and second pairing here has been stuck for well over a minute. Approaching a minute and a half. Panthers came to play. Like to see the Leafs set the tone once in a while. That'd be nice for a change, I'd really love that once in a while. Yeah, no, I did see the gold medal game. Congrats to Sweden, who actually had a Leafs prospect, defenseman Victor Johansson. Won the gold medal with Sweden. And, yeah, Czechia eliminating Canada again. Third straight year, man. Wasn't ideal, but I have to be honest. I don't want to be one of those guys, but if you really, really think about it, it's a 19-ish year old tournament. Like it's a U20 tournament, the World Juniors. Nobody's bringing 16-year-olds, right? Like everybody that makes the team, especially Team Canada, is like 19, right? And it's guys that are maybe second round picks, stuff like that, first round picks that have been sent back. Canada's best players in that age group are in the NHL. If it was best on best and everybody was loaned, like Ben Kindle wasn't on the team from the Pittsburgh Penguins. You didn't have Macklin Celebrini, who's one of the best players in the NHL this year, wasn't on that team. So if it was best on best, you'd have a couple, impact difference-making players in the lineup. Not making excuses, but I do think you have to think about that sometimes, that some other teams do have their best in that age group at that tournament. So take it easy on the kids, and let's remember they're like 18, 19 years old. Let's not, go on their social medias and tell them that they suck and all that stuff. You know what I mean? It's just a tournament. Let's, life goes on. I thought they were fun to watch. Brandon Carlo gets tripped there. That was interesting. No call. $16:45 left here in the first period. Not too much action from the Leafs. Shots are 1-1, which I believe was a dump in for the Leafs on goal. Like to see the Leafs get some sustained pressure here. Also, as of note, obviously Barkov out of the lineup for the Florida Panthers, and Matthew Tkachuk not playing still, but close. Shed his non-contact jersey this morning at morning skate at the Scotiabank Arena. So he is nearing a return for the Florida Panthers. They're getting healthy. Sam Bennett. What does everyone think about Sam Bennett not making the Olympic team? I like the Tom Wilson pick. I'll say that. Big fan. I thought he should have been on the team last year. They won, which is fine. But I thought Tom Wilson should have been on that team last year. Here comes McMahon streaming into the zone here. He gets it around the net to Max Domi, who puts it in front to Austin Matthews, and he just misses. Sweden also had the best goalie in the tournament on their team. 6-0 Luve Harmstem, I believe it's pronounced. Harmstem. First line's laying the bod a little bit here. I like to see that. Leafs are up 2-1 in shots right now. Benoit closes off his man. Patrick saying Bennett should be going. Yeah, I don't know, man. He's slow start, but I mean, he's picked it up. I agree. Canada can win without him. I'm a big fan of the Tom Wilson pick. I mean, Wilson's been playing better. I think he's a bigger body that can provide goal scoring as well. So, solid team, man. I mean, Team USA, I think, is a little bit weaker than they were. I have to be honest. I do believe that. And everybody makes a big deal about their goaltending situation, how much better it is than Canada. Is Connor Hellebuck that much better than Jordan Binnington in those types of games when the stakes are on? Ooh, nice play by Easton Cow, and Robertson gets a backhander just wide of the net. Robertson's been awesome the last 15 games or so. I believe we got a power play coming for the Leafs here. Yep. I believe Nick Robertson has drawn a penalty here. The Leafs drew a penalty? The Leafs drew a penalty in the offensive zone? That's a great puck battle against Rodriguez. He beats him twice. Just gets a backhander wide. Outworks his man. Yeah, Hellebuck is he is known for that. Power play coming up here for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Power play, by the way, has been a lot better. Almost, I think the last I saw, they were 40% since Steve Sullivan took over. Which is better than the 13%. Oh, tip in front by Tavares. Nice little play. See, I like that. More movement. This is more movement on the power play. More movement. Trying for a bang-bang play in front. One-timer for Matthews. It's in front. Bobrovsky gets it. And Matthews falls, and it's going to clear. It's a 3-on-1 for Florida going back the other way here. Big save by Joseph Volner. Going back the other way. It looks like a breakaway for Austin Matthews. He tries to go 5-0 and just missed. Matthews was on a breakaway from the red line. The center ice. Holy smokes. Tried to go 5-0 on Bobrovsky, and he just missed. Second unit is out for the Leafs now. Michelli's still out, though, who's been on the first unit. Michelli with the reassert... and it gets out of the zone. With the resurgence, the last couple games. Coming from the press box and onto the box score, the score sheet. Literally from before center ice, Matthews had that breakaway. Try to go 5-0. Nice save by Bobrovsky. Just missed the 5-0. Would have liked to see Matthews deke a little bit more there, maybe, but it's okay. It's all right. Yeah, Sweden almost got eliminated in the shootout against Finland, man. That was close. Play continues here. The Florida penalty kill is second in the NHL since December 1st. So over the course of the last month and a few days, they've been... nobody's really been better. Least penalty kill, by the way, I believe it's top 5 still in the league. Very, very good. Special teams has been better for the Leafs in the last 2 weeks. Oh, one-timer try for Nick Robertson, and Robertson gets hooked. That should be another penalty. I don't think it is. That was a blatant hook. Not gonna get that, I guess. It would be one of those games, but here we are. Keep that puck in. Nice play by McMahon. Beautiful play. Oh, what a save by Bobrovsky. Great try by the Leafs there. McMahon over to Robertson on the other side of the ice for the one-timer. Nice little try there. Nice little try. If you're currently in the chat, and thank you everyone for tuning in to the watch along tonight. Who has the Leafs best player been? Drop it in the chat. Who is the Leafs best player this entire season been? Recently, definitely Matthews. All season, I would argue Jake McCabe. I could also argue William Nylander, but it's certainly one of those guys. You could even say Joseph Woll, since he started his season, because it was a little bit later. I think it was in November, end of November. Has been really good as well. But let me know in the chat who you think it is. Actually, it could. I mean, Dark Horse, not even Dark Horse. I mean, he's been great. Could be OEL. Could be OEL as well. He's been awesome. Benoit dumps it in the zone. Play continues here. We're even strength again. At least fourth line getting their, I think, first taste of action tonight. Lawton is flying around out there. Jan Krook also in the lineup tonight. Jacob Quillen is a healthy scratch. A lot of people, asking why Quillen is a healthy scratch rather than sending him down. First of all, they have the roster space because of the injuries. They have the salary cap space, so he's making an NHL salary. And why not? He gets that NHL experience. He gets that being around the guys, practicing, stuff like that. I don't know if that's a guy that's going to learn too much from being in the AHL, if that makes sense. There's certain cases where I would agree. Send them back down, get playing time, stuff like that. But good ozone fourth line here for the Leafs. Good ozone pressure. Now Matthews is on with Lawton and Lorentz. But let's get off the ice here, Lorentz. OEL, Nyes, Jake McCabe. Stetcher has been an amazing pickup yet. Yep. No, he's been awesome. Great waiver pickup. And the thing with Stetcher was that he is a very hard worker. That was always the thing coming out of Edmonton about him. Like how hard that guy works. Puck is back down. Leafs defense looks like they're stepping up a little bit. Not necessarily pinching, but stepping up a little bit more. Not giving the offense too much space tonight, which has been something that has plagued them. They just like give guys room to skate however they want. So let's get a poll going here, guys. Let's get a poll going here. Who has been the Leafs' best player? We'll get this going for this season. Take your pick. We can also do, if anyone wants some honorable mentions. Thomas Galvis was fantastic. He is a player from Czechia in that tournament, the World Juniors. He was phenomenal. He was unbelievable in that tournament. So I would be eyeing him as well. We are full strength, by the way. Not sure why I have the power play thing still up, but here we are. You can type in your picks, but you can, Joshua, type in your pick if you want to pick two, but I just threw the poll out there. Wow, a lot of Matthews, a lot of OELs. I like to see that so far. I would say probably, it's funny how things change, right? In recency bias, like everyone's picking Matthews, but it wasn't like that like a month ago. people would have put Matthews last, but he's been so much better. I think it's like Nylander OEL over the course of the whole season, right? Like, I think OEL's probably been their best player. Most steady, putting up a ton of points. The guy made Team Sweden, man. He made Team Sweden. I don't mean to influence votes. Only vote OEL if you truly believe it. But I believe it. I believe. Devin, I think Carlo was already playing hurt, and he had some time off. He got that surgery. It seems like he's ready to go, and sometimes that time off can help you mentally reset too. So I'm cautiously optimistic, and I think that having him back with Rielly will help Rielly too, like a little bit. Rielly's been so bad, but I think it'll help a little bit, and we'll see if it stabilizes things. It doesn't have to make it like a, it doesn't have to be a huge upgrade. Like, it obviously, like, it would be nice, but I'm not saying it's going to be a huge upgrade, but if it just stabilizes things a little bit, like, that'll just be huge for the team. So, because it's been a problem. Morgan Rielly is a -15 for crying out loud. Oh, nice play by Forsling to clear that. Tavares had a clear lane to the net. Yeah, Holmberg to the Olympics as well. He's been, in terms of point production, not great, but man, he's a smart hockey player. I always said, like, that guy's hockey IQ is off the charts. He gets the game. He's such a smart player. Nice chipping it to Michelli for the breakaway is kind of a weird play. Got broken up by Balinskis. OEL Stetcher from Patrick. Yeah, no, definitely. OEL won the winning the poll right now. We only got 7 votes. If everyone wants to throw in a couple more votes there. Got a whistle here. It looks like an icing against the Leafs here. Let's get some final score predictions in the chat as well. What does everyone think the final score of this game is going to be? The Leafs are actually outshooting the Panthers right now. The Leafs don't outshoot anybody, so that's good. They were actually outshooting the Islanders for 2 periods, and then they fell asleep. And Matthew Schaefer woke up from his nap. And Phil Myers ices it. Ah, my favorite pastime. A Phil Myers icing. I love it. Yeah, Brandon Carlo's injury was actually an infection to his foot because he blocked the shot, and it caused an infection from a steel plate that he had in his foot from injury that he had before. So that's why he was out so long. He had to get that surgery. 3-1 Leafs, Noah saying. Noah, you're right. Some people aren't built for the bright lights. One of them just left this summer. Some people are just not built for it, man. Oh, nice idea by Robertson. Almost had a 2-on-1. Not even a 2-on-1. He almost had Nick Watt for a breakaway there. Would have been nice. Oh, looks like the Leafs are going to penalty. Yep. Tripping penalty for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Easton Cowan Went fishing there with his stick, and the Leafs will be headed to the penalty kill. Aaron stick to the feet, and that's what happens. That's a tough one to take at this point in the game. So the Panthers will be making their way to the power play. 8:46 left in this period. The Leafs are up 6-4 in shots. The score is 0-0. We got some score predictions here. We got 3-1 for Noah for the Leafs. We got 4-2 Leafs from Patrick. Anybody else think? Or what does everyone else think the score is going to be? Sorry, it's been a long day. Anybody see the ending of Stranger Things? I'll throw that out to the chat as well. Anybody watch the season finale of Stranger Things? And furthermore, does everyone think that's actually the end of Stranger Things? I've been down the rabbit hole of this for the past week, and it's very interesting. Love that show. I thought the ending was crazy, but might not even be the ending. So anybody watch Stranger Things? Let me know in the chat. In terms of NHL news as well, a lot of interesting storylines tonight. Cutter Gauthier making his return to Philly and scores. Scored a goal in his return to Philly. That sucks for the Flyers. And in terms of other news around the league, the New York Rangers just lost their best defenseman and starting goaltender due to injury. Adam Fox came back from the LTIR for 3 games, and he's back on LTIR. It looks like he's going to miss time until the Olympics, and he's not even on the Olympic team, so that is crazy. And Igor Shesterkin got hurt last night as well. Looks like he could miss some significant time. So Eastern Conference opening up a little bit here. Opening up. Should be pretty interesting. So there's your NHL news there. But Easton Cowan is overrated for me. This is from Patrick in the chat. I know the Leafs need to keep young talent, but I would trade him for a sure thing. I think Easton Cowan's going to be a really, really good player. He brings a lot of speed and skill. He's still learning the league. I'm very skeptical about rookies, especially him, and coming into the league like on a team like this where you don't really have a defined role. Like you look at other guys like, and I'm not comparing them, but like Celebrini, Bedard, stuff like that. They come in, they're given like big roles, and they can kind of fill into those roles as the years go on. I think Easton Cowan will be just fine. He's still learning the league, so he'll be okay. I think you got to keep players sometimes, because then you trade for guys, they get hurt, and they're too old and all this garbage. Like, I would keep him. Him and Danford. Danford had a tough World Juniors, but he looks good in the OHL, and he's been like, and he might go back to another final this year. He's been in back-to-back OHL finals, and he might go to 3 straight with Brantford, one of the best teams in the entire country this year. So they only lost in regulation for the first time, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So, and the OHL doesn't play games during the Christmas break. Well, then, Patrick, I think we're trading Ben Danford then as well. But I wouldn't trade either of them. I think these are guys you have to continue to develop. You spend so much time and resources on developing them. And a lot of people, for some reason, think that only means when you're at training camp and stuff like that. It's not true. They're constantly checking up on players that they've drafted in their leagues, wherever they're playing. So seeing how they're developing, what their usage is. There's times in the OHL, people don't realize, like, teams will call junior teams and be like, yo, trade this guy, or give him like first line minutes, or trade for somebody to play with him. Like, stuff like that happens, guys, I'm telling you. So there's more to it. This power play looks kind of sleepy. At least are might kill this off. There's only 25 seconds left. And there you go, the road power play for the Florida Panthers, 30th in the NHL right there, 13%. That's horrible. Power play is kind of sleepy here. Hopefully I don't jinx it. Leafs don't want to trade Easton Cowan or Ben Danford. The Leafs have other prospects, and the Leafs have been shopping NHL rights for Hornevin and Niemela. Niemela left last year, I believe. They still have his rights, though. His North American rights. Yeah, Ivor Stenberg. Ivor Stenberg looks like a real player. And his brother, Otto Stenberg, a Blues prospect, is really, really good as well. So, he... McKenna not looking like a first overall pick. Not looking like a first overall pick. Dark horse in that draft as well. Ethan Belchez from Windsor. Keep an eye on that guy as well. I'm not saying he's going to go first, but he could go like 5th, 6th, something like that. But whoever ends up getting him, whoever ends up taking him, watch for that guy in like 3-4 years. He's a big body who can skate. He does a lot of really good things. Not skate fast, but he can skate. Yeah, we'll probably do some Olympic streams. Really depends on the time of the game because they're going to be in Italy, so the time's going to be all messed up. But they're probably going to be like early games, so maybe some afternoon stream stuff like that during the Olympics could be a lot of fun if everyone wants to tune into those. Back at even strength, by the way. Here, Leafs kill off the penalty. One shot on that power play for Florida. Shots are 6-3 for the Leafs. Got 6 minutes left here in the first period. In a must-win game, I would label it that. At least most of the games for the rest of the way must win for the Leafs. For the Leafs here. They got to win this game. Huge implications on the standings with this one. Everybody's pretty much at the 41 game mark, except for the Rangers who played a few more games at this point. That's a high stick. Oh, Domi came in. Looks like, oh yeah, he's going to get into it here with Ekblad. Not quite a fight though. The gloves are off though. The gloves are off. Are they fighting? Oh, yeah. Domi has his gloves off, and he's throwing hands. Domi has his gloves off, and he's throwing fists. Okay, Ekblad's throwing some body shots. He still has one glove on. This is a bit of a wrestling match. Also, Domi is much smaller than Ekblad. Ekblad's a big dude. They're just kind of wrestling here. Okay, they're going to break it up. Kind of suck out by Ekblad there. I mean, what? You expect Domi not to hit you, buddy? We're going to finish our checks tonight. It's a big game. It's a big boy game. Come on, Ekblad. Nice little tilt. I guess they'll get 5 minutes. Domi does hate the Panthers. He hits him right as the whistle goes. Come on. He doesn't even hit him. He didn't even hit him. He kind of missed him. Come on. Give me a break. Give me a break. Let's have some fun here. Come on, guys. Right? Brad Marchand likes to have some fun. Come on, guys. Are the Panthers scared or something? Come on. Just headed to a commercial break. I assume they're both going to get 5 minutes for fighting here. I would imagine that. So we'll see. We'll see what the calls are. I mean, the gloves are off. Domi was throwing like shots. Yeah, Domi throwing the body around, stuff like that. That's kind of what he needs to do. Like, kind of try and swing the momentum. I wonder what happens here in the last 5:30 here. The Leafs could use that energy to do something here. Get the bench going. Get the bench going. Love Max Domi too, and that's why I got his jersey. His jersey's hanging right here for anyone who's new or doesn't watch our videos. Max Domi jersey right here. Purchased it last year. Purchased it right after the 2024 playoffs, actually, because I was like, this guy stinks in the regular season, and he is that guy in the playoffs. Maybe not that guy, but he's had some moments. He's had some big moments, even as a Leaf. Big playoff goals. Matt Sundin in the building tonight, ladies and gentlemen, by the way. They honored Matt Sundin earlier tonight. Matthews could end up... This is an interesting graphic. Matthews is the second... how do I frame this? He could end up being a better goal scorer than, in terms of the original 6 teams, than the Rocket for the Montreal Canadiens. Yeah, Patrick, me too. Hope everyone, by the way, this far into the stream, hope everyone's having a happy new year. We know, we wished everyone a happy new year in our videos to start the year, but still. Yeah, 5 minutes for fighting for Domi and Aaron Ekblad. Nice little fighting major there for Max Domi to finish the period. 5:15 left here in the first period. The game's kind of slowed down a little bit. Sharko, I don't know if we're out with the pitchforks tonight. I would be disappointed. I am live. Profit, I am live. I'm here. We're hanging out. We're watching the game. It's a big one. Shot 6-4 for the Leafs. 0-0. We got 5:15 left here in the first period. On Matt Sundin Austin Matthews celebration night with Matt Sundin in the building. Yes, I saw that as well, Joshua. They had right before the Austin Matthews ceremony, they had something for him as well. OEL just misses the puck at the blue line. Puck is coming all the way down the ice. Yarncroke gets it in deep. Fourth line's out there for the Leafs now. We got a fourth line tonight of Yarncroke, who's back in the lineup. Lorentz and Lawton. Lawton giving chase against Jeff Petrie. Man, Lawton is such a good player. We need him higher in the lineup. But I get why he's not. He just needs maybe more ice time. I don't know what it is. He's such a good player. Just making things happen, man. Works hard. Come on, Benoit. Wake up, man. Get that puck out. He's sitting at his feet, man. Just watching it. What the heck just happened at center? Oh, it opens up a 2-on-1 opportunity to Matthews. I think he hit the crossbar. And Easton Cowan's out there with Matthews and Bobby McMahon. I'm not sure if this is on purpose or if Cowan has not changed yet. Got a 3-on-3 for the Panthers going back the other way. McMahon breaks this up. And Benoit is going to get it out. Or up. And now it's out. I think Matthews hit the crossbar there, maybe. I would like to see a replay. Good deception by McMahon. I thought he was going to shoot it, and then he turned his body, and it was going the other way. And I almost got mad because I was like, why are you passing this off? Hope you're doing well as well, Joshua. Hope the holidays was... big hit by Blinskas to Nick Waugh. The holidays can be tough for some people, so I hope you guys are all doing well. And having a happy new year. A good start to your year. Because I know the first week of January, especially with the weather here, guys. I know a lot of you guys are watching from different places, but the weather can be terrible. Oh, nice try. Nick Waugh is running around throwing hits right now. We need to get Nick Waugh upset before the game. He needs to hire somebody to just poke him for an hour straight before each game. Like, he got hit pretty good, and now he's throwing hits. This game needs some fire. It needs to get a little more chippy. Lorentz passes to OEL on the point. OEL shoots it towards the net. And just deflected wide. Tavares keeps that in. He's fighting for the puck. That's interference. The weather is tough. It is it's also warming up for those of you in the GTA and Toronto. It is warming up later this week. Very odd. Bobrovsky almost gives that away. Nice is giving chase. Oh, big hit by Benoit. Into Verhaeghe. And now he's going to get hit by Verhaeghe. He had the puck, so it's all right. It's all right. Good plays. Now we have some life in this game. It's also a bit of a track meet. They're going to settle this down in the intermission, but we'll see if the Leafs can get a goal here. It's in front. Michelli goes to shoot, and he gets stick checked. It's a 2-on-2 the other way. Here comes Marchand and Luostarinen, and he's offside. Oh, he held on. He's at the line. He gets it in deep. Ooh, this is good. This is a good end to the period. A little wide open. I like this. It's going to tighten up as the second period opens up. So, Patrick, I did go to a broadcasting school, but I did go for more like behind-the-scenes stuff. So the fact that I'm on camera is not what I went to school for, but I did some of it in school and throughout school, and my internship was that and stuff like that, but it was more like behind the scenes stuff that I went. I wanted to get into broadcasting and like working on these broadcasts. That's what I originally wanted to do, but yeah, things change, and I'm very grateful for what I do now. So love doing this stuff. Talking about the Leafs every day, it's awesome, man. Ooh, Lawton almost sprung Rielly for a breakaway. Wall is a little active out of the net tonight. Not loving it. Oh, wow. You got to get that puck out. Oh, exploding stick. Ooh, this has been a very eventful last 3 minutes. Samoskevich just got turnstiled by Easton Cowan. To the net, to the net. Robertson Cowan scores! What a goal! What a goal! What a passing play! What a passing play. Beautiful. Ew, that was gross. That was amazing. What a great play. Get that to the net, Rielly. See, that was a good stop up. And you get it to the front, you make a play, and it's a great pass by Nick Robertson on the side of the net to a wide open Easton Cowan in front of the net, puts it in, no mistake. Leafs are up 1-0. That's a huge goal at the end of the period. The game opened up, it was getting more physical. Whoever got that goal, that I knew somebody, I had a feeling somebody was going to get a goal here as it opened up. Would have been nice to get to the intermission tied. That's what I was thinking in the back of my head. But the Leafs are up 1-0. This is perfect. Perfect. These are back-breaking goals at the end of a period. And the Leafs are on the right side of it. Really, really good stuff. Because we know it's going to tighten up in the second period. And the Leafs notoriously against the Panthers do not have a good time in second periods. They get pinned. So that is crucial to go up 1-0 here, guys. Huge, huge goal. So Cowan from Robertson and Waugh right at the end of the period here with 30 seconds. And the Leafs kill the rest of the period. A wide open period at the end. That got physical. Really entertaining so far. Good stuff from the Leafs. And Morgan Rielly looks a little bit better tonight. And there could be some stability. This is what I'm talking about with Carlo back in the lineup. I know it's just one game, one period. We'll see if that continues. All smiles for Easton Cowan heading to the room. That was a big goal to get. And yes, Patrick, talking about the Leafs, just fantastic, man. Like, I love to do it. Even when times are tough, we all love the Leafs, right? For some reason. But here we are. But there it is. Cowboy putting the Leafs up 1-0. Awesome, awesome stuff. That is the end of the period. And I would say the first line looks pretty good tonight. And that third line is absolutely buzzing, Devin. I would totally agree. Great ending to that period. Great ending. Good stuff. Love that. Now, guys, gonna take a little bit of a break here. We're gonna head into the second period. I'm gonna leave you guys with some stuff from this morning. The Leafs made some interesting moves, including, obviously, like we just mentioned, Brandon Carlo's back in the lineup. So, gonna leave you with that for a bit. I'll be right back. And yeah, Leafs made some interesting moves. A lot's going on with the Leafs the last couple of days and around the league as well. So, a couple of these roster moves have, Marshall Rafai now. Keep in mind as you're watching this too, Marshall Rafai is back with the Marlies. There's some roster stuff going on. Carlo's back, and a lot of stuff with Chris Tanev as well. So stay tuned. I'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll watch together for the second period, because this is going to be a great second period. This game is I didn't think it was going to get like this before the second, so this is good. I'll be back in a few minutes, guys.
This changes everything for the Toronto Maple Leafs as ahead of a crucial stretch of games. We not only have some huge injury updates, but we finally have the truth being revealed on a lot of these injuries and absences from the team this year. We're going to break down these new reports and discuss what it means going forward, as well as an interesting note surrounding Austin Matthews you don't want to stay tuned for. But before we get into it all, a very quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. There's a lot to go over today. They, of course, they play the Florida Panthers tonight, and it's going to be a very interesting game to see how the Leafs can bounce back here, but they do have some reinforcements on the way, and as each game seems more and more like a must-win as we're on the outside looking into a playoff spot, things are getting interesting, and let's dive right into it, and let's start with some interesting news here from Nick Alberga. So he has confirmed that the Leafs are going to honor Austin Matthews for passing Matt Sundin to become the all-time leading goal scorer prior to tonight's game, so hopefully this will give them some, good vibes or some teammates wearing the Austin Matthews shirt. But not only is OEL sporting the shirt, one of his defensive, buddies is going to be returning in Brandon Carlo, which is some huge news here. And yes, he struggled this year, but this is massive news and overall some very, very good news to start the afternoon here. And we do have a ton of other updates, but some interesting things, and good on them for, honoring Austin Matthews, even though I just want them to focus fully on getting wins. This has to happen, of course.
Yeah, and it's a big game against the Florida Panthers. They need to pick up 2 points here. And if anyone saw what Brad Marchand said this morning, we're going to discuss that later in the video, so stay tuned for that as well. But obviously, Austin Matthews needs to get a ceremony, the leading goal scorer in Maple Leafs history. Good luck to anybody who wants to break that record moving forward because he still has a lot of room to go. He's only 28 years old. So he's going to score many, many more goals in his career. And OEL was speaking out and wearing the Austin Matthews shirt and speaking out about making Team Sweden. And speaking of Team Sweden, Leafs prospect Victor Johansson won the gold medal last night. So some good vibes heading into today for the Leafs and Leafs Nation. And obviously Brandon Carlo coming back from injury. Joseph Woll is expected to start. There's a lot going on this morning, which is good. And Joseph Woll has a .944 save percentage in his career against the Florida Panthers. So this is a big, big game. Brandon Carlo hasn't started the year that great for the Leafs. That much is true. Everybody knows that, but he's going to be paired with Morgan Rielly, and they have an opportunity to get going here. This is a fresh slate now at this point. See what you can do moving forward, and this is a big game that you have to pick up 2 points. So yes, he was poor to start the season, but he's back now. I also wonder if he was rushed back because the timeline seemed a little bit longer. We also have other injury updates to get to too, including William Nylander, which some interesting stuff with that, but hopefully he wasn't rushed back. Seems like he's ready to go, and they're definitely going to need him because they can't ride the rest of the season the way they have this defense core looking right now.
Yeah, and he was and is still a very good defenseman. He obviously got off to a very rough start. You mentioned that they probably did rush him back from injury, and obviously Joseph Woll is going to be in net tonight, so they're going with Woll now more often than not, despite Dennis Hildeby being very good, which is interesting. Obviously, people have their own opinion on that, but you could also see here that the Leafs are set to hold an optional skate later this morning with William Nylander and Anthony Stolarz getting some work with the return to play staff. Now, of course, William Nylander is going to be returning soon, probably within a week or so. That's obviously good news, but Anthony Stolarz is slowly but surely making his way back, which is also massive news here because we're at a point now where you look between Joseph Woll, Dennis Hildeby, Anthony Stolarz. If Stolarz returns somewhat soon, the next month or so, it's going to be a big question mark about what they do. I mean, I'd assume they would just, send Dennis Hildeby down, but he's been such a good goaltender. That's where things start to get interesting. But we know the moves they made yesterday with William Nylander being on the retroactive IL. They need Carlo to be good. They need Stolarz to come back, all these different things. But slowly but surely, outside of Chris Tanev and a couple others, they're getting healthier and healthier. And a fresh slate is correct, but they don't really have time to try to work the kinks out here. They have basically a game every other day, it seems like, for the rest of this month. And that ultimately will mean they need to string together a ton of wins or else they're going to find themselves. I mean, if they're still out of a playoff spot at the end of this month, it's still possible, but it's going to be very difficult to actually make the playoffs. But most of their key guys outside of course, Chris Tanev are slowly starting to get healthy, including Jake McCabe, who we do have an update on in a moment.
It'll be very difficult to make the playoffs if they're still on the outside looking in at the end of this month. They play a majority of their games basically this month. They play almost every day, every other day, that's for sure. And there's a couple back-to-backs as well. Now, the one thing with William Nylander for me that's starting to, really frustrate me, and I see a lot of fans out there on Twitter, social media, and just people I've been talking to, is they labeled him as day-to-day. And he flew to Detroit a week and a half ago, and he was almost going to play. Now it's a week and a half later, and they're still calling it day-to-day. That's not what day-to-day is. He's week-to-week, right? Like, he's missed a week and a half at this point, and he's still not playing tonight. He might play. He's working with the return-to-play staff, right? He's on the ice. He's shooting around, stuff like that, getting a workout in. And he might return later this week. That's almost 2 weeks at this point. That's not day to day. So I don't know why they use some of the language that they have. Just say he's out a week or he's out indefinitely or something like that. Of course, that sounds a lot worse, but just something like that, because that's not what day to day is. Day to day is like, hey, you're going to miss the game tonight and he's probably going to play the next game and he'll be back at practice tomorrow, something like that. It's just banged up. That's what that means. And that's not what this is. So Stolarz, he's still out indefinitely, but he's back on the ice. That's good news. He's actually getting a workout in. He was seeing, a specialist. So it seems like things are progressing, but he's still out indefinitely. There's no timeline for his return, but this is good news. The fact that he's back on the ice, getting shots and stuff like that, that's good. But even, thinking to Brandon Carlo, right? Like now he's coming back a little bit earlier than we expected. Like it's pretty interesting to me, a lot of this weird injury stuff that's going on with the Leafs. And Craig Berube spoke out about Brandon Carlo as well. He had an interesting quote on that. So just a lot going on the injury front for the Leafs.
Yeah, and obviously with Brandon Carlo, And even Chris Tanev, they both came back kind of earlier than expected, though Chris Tanev got injured once again. Let's dive into some of the quotes that we have ahead of tonight's game. Let's start with this from OEL. Said, "We'll see. It would mean the world to me." Erik Karlsson with the Critton said this morning that he found out right before Christmas. It was hard knowing and not being able to talk about it. And this is, of course, about him making the Olympic team. And I mean, again, he's having an unbelievable season. And for Leafs fans, of course, that's going to be crucial going forward. But Berube, like you just mentioned, Darius did speak out on Brandon Carlo and said it's his first game back in a long time. So we got to manage his game and his minutes. He's a good defensive defenseman, good around his net, and a penalty killer, things like that. So it's going to be interesting. And then it all wrapped up with the media day with Brad Marchand saying that the Leafs play the right way now when compared to the past, but adds it's unfortunate the fans ran Marner out of town. I mean, that's a huge impact on their group. He's a point per game player that hurts. And this, of course, as we expect, had Twitter going in a bit of a frenzy here, but there's obviously good news for the Carlos situation. He is a good defensive defenseman, but on the Mitch Marner situation, Brad Marchand always has something to say, and not really surprised by this quote by him.
Yeah, he also spoke out on Austin Matthews and said, he still has a couple years left in Toronto and he's going to, continue to play here maybe for a couple more years. And who knows where he'll finish his career. He said that as well. So Brad Marchand, not going to pay too much mind to it. And nobody really should. He's just out here trolling. He's just saying stuff, right? And he does it every time he comes to Toronto because he knows that there's media attention here and we're going to be talking about it because nobody cares in Florida, right? So that's exactly why he's doing it. And I appreciate it. It's hilarious. The fact that he slipped those two things in his media availability is hilarious. The only thing that I would take out of his media availability this morning is that he said that it was between Florida and Toronto. I believe that because we heard there was big money on the table for Brad Marchand from Brad Treliving this summer. And if it wasn't possible for him to return to the Panthers, I think that he might have came to the Leafs. So the only thing I would actually take for face value is I think that could be true, but everything else like Marner being run out by the fans, come on guys, we know what happened. We were all here. We're watching everything. Come on, give me a break. But I appreciate it. It's funny. He likes to put on a show and it's good entertainment every time he comes to Toronto.
Yeah. Shout out to kind of shout out to him also. I mean, shout out for the entertainment, not the actual player. But here are a few updates here before we wrap up again. McCabe is out for a week, likely sooner. Carlo had the infection, is playing. Here's just kind of a full Cliff Notes version of all the updates for that. And Dakota Joshua is out for indefinitely, so a very long time. Folks, that'll wrap it up. Let me know down below what your guys' thoughts are. See you guys later. This was inevitable, and everyone is speaking out about this. And what has been an overall disappointing season for the Toronto Maple Leafs, there is one player that not only fans have had enough of, but some new rumors and reports are dropping surrounding his future that is very intriguing. To break that down as well as discuss multiple other updates on this episode, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get into it all, very quick reminder, hit that subscribe button. You guys have been absolute beasts with the support. Darius, the Leafs are obviously in, again, a spot now where they need to start winning. We say that every video because it is true. But there's been a player that has really struggled as of late, and many fans have had enough, and there's starting to be some rumors flying surrounding his future. Let's not waste any more time. It is Morgan Rielly. And Craig Berube recently came out and spoke about how he's feeling and where he's at with Morgan Rielly's game as of late. And he calls him out. He says, tonight was a tough one. I know that, but he's played some really good hockey for us this year. I'm not worried about it. I think he'll get back to the level he was at. I do believe that. That's kind of where I'm at with it. And this was, of course, following the game, a little bit ago where Rielly was a -4. But this is kind of stemmed now. A bunch of people talking about the future of Morgan Rielly, talking about how he's a huge problem. And as we approach a trade deadline, a trade could happen here, not necessarily involving Morgan Rielly for sure, but some change needs to be made if they don't improve. And people want Morgan Rielly gone out of Toronto, which, given the way he's played over the last little bit, I don't necessarily blame them.
Every show that you listen to right now, everybody that you talk to is dumping on Morgan Rielly. And, we're going to get into it, and I want to get into it as well. But I want to start this by saying Morgan Rielly, first of all, is the longest tenured Maple Leaf at this point on the team, obviously. If he played 3 more seasons, I think it is, he would be the longest tenured of all time, which is pretty insane because the Leafs have a track record through the years and the decades of letting guys go after like 2 years, 3 years, of course, because people get tired of them. But all of that to say, and I want to give my respect to Morgan Rielly. I think that he's put his body on the line for this team through the years. He's one of the best playoff performers through the years as well. Like you look back at 2023, even last year, like I thought he was decent. All of that to say, I think we're done here. I think you have to start at least looking at what a trade might look like, asking him, would he be open to a trade? Start those conversations because I think we're done here. He's been considered the #1 defenseman for a long time. And this far into his NHL career, if you can bring that back up, Nick, he's making decisions like this. This is a hockey IQ thing. This is not good, right? Whether players are not playing to the level that you expect them because they're hurt or maybe the skill just isn't there, that's a different thing. This is a hockey IQ everything. Nyes played this 2-on-1 perfectly, and Rielly messed it up, and he continues to do that throughout the course of this year and the last couple seasons, at least defensively. Now, they've tried him with a bunch of different defense partners, right? And obviously, he's spent some time on a pairing with Phil Meyer, which hasn't looked good. And there's a huge gap between, as you can see here, he's a minus 15 right now. And Jake McCabe, as an example, is a plus 26. There's a huge difference on the team, right? There's a glaring hole on who's on the ice every time a goal is scored, and it's Morgan Rielly. They've tried him with a bunch of different defense partners. They've tried him with Chris Tanev. They got Brandon Carlo for him. That hasn't necessarily worked out the way that we thought it was, and he's coming back from injury. We'll see how that plays out. But I think it's time to start these conversations. And I love Morgan Rielly, and I think he's done some great stuff in Toronto. But for the team and how much older they're getting, you have to take that in consideration as well. I think they need a better option as a number one defenseman.
Yeah, I mean, this is the most telling thing you'll see. Similar points, even though Morgan Rielly has a little bit more points, but he's not been the better player by any means. A plus 26 for Jake McCabe, a minus 15 for Morgan Rielly. And you mentioned it, fans are upset. Fans are livid. This play obviously is very telling, but this kind of encompasses or encapsulates rather what he's been like all year, making the wrong reads, dating back to last year. And this isn't a video to hate on Morgan Rielly. It's they have a big decision to make now. And maybe with Brandon Carlo coming back tomorrow night, presumably against the Florida Panthers, it'll give Morgan Rielly a boost. He'll have an actual, partner that he's somewhat comfortable with. But you can even see an hour ago in overdrive. This is from Hayes and Noodles. That was one of the worst games, or rather, that was the worst game, I've ever seen him play. He single-handedly cost them the game against the Islanders. So it's not just, fans. It's also reporters, all these different things. They're a minus 340 right now to miss the playoffs, which given the team is bad, right? They have enough talent to easily make the playoffs. You would hope. Yes, Mitch Marner left, all these different things. You can, blame injuries. He's at the forefront of it, is Morgan Rielly. And for a while, the blame was on Austin Matthews. It still somewhat is, I guess, but he's been playing really good hockey as of late. He's stepped it up. Morgan Rielly, however, for the past few years has been the constant here, and they need to figure it out. And heading into today's action, there were over 400 players with over 400 minutes at 5-on-5 this year, and Morgan Rielly had been on for more goals against per minute than anyone else. This game isn't going to help as he's a minus 3 tonight. Of course, that was from Kevin Papetti during the game, finished with a minus 4. So I don't know if there's any saving it at this point. Yes, he's under contract for a few more years. It's not the best situation, but I'm sure some team would be willing to take a flyer on Morgan Rielly, and I think changing it up might be needed at this point, and we know they're involved in a lot of trade talks, the Leafs, that is, for a defenseman. Whether that's Rasmus Anderson, whether that's somebody else, that's the big question mark, but something needs to change pretty soon here, I'd say, because, again, to be a minus 340 to miss the playoffs means you're in really rough shape.
Yeah, and they've had some injuries this year and stuff like that. But like you said, I mean, the core group of this team is still all together, and like they've been back in games. I mean, the team is relatively healthy. It was way worse earlier this season, I think, based on how many guys were out, and obviously Nylander's missed some time right now. But the one thing that I hate as well, and I keep hearing this, and I don't know if too many people have brought this up, the we thing. They interviewed him after the game, and he's done media this year, and we need to be better. We as a group are learning lessons, that stuff. Matthews does it too. I can't stand that. I just say I have to be better. Say I messed up. I don't understand where that came from. It started when Dubas was here. Mitch Marner was the king of doing that stuff. We need to be better. I don't think we played that bad, stuff like that. I can't stand it. Take accountability, and Leafs fans will love you forever. That's it. That is really the end of the story. So I don't understand that whole thing still, that we're still doing this thing. Yeah, we need to be better. No, you were horrible in overtime. Just take accountability for it. And if you do, Leaf fans will get off your back for a little bit, right? And again, you look at stats like this, like he's one of the best of all time in the franchise because he's been here so long. The Leafs have notoriously not given guys this much rope, right? Like this much of a leash. So it's very interesting in that way. But again, I think they have to look for a better option as a number one defenseman at this point. The conversation has to start. It just has to start. Keep in mind with the plus minus stuff too, that special teams do not count to plus minus, right? So he's been on for, it's even worse than that, I think, at this point, in terms of him being on for goals against. And yes, he's been a little bit better offensively this year, but there's a glaring hole there. And this team, they're the best team in the NHL, Nick, in finishing. If you look at the advanced analytics, the best team in the NHL in terms of finishing, maybe not generating chances and stuff like that, expected goals, but in terms of actually finishing, they're the best in the National Hockey League this year. They need to keep the puck out of the net. And that was the difference last year. Chris Tanev helps that's for sure. Anthony Stolarz has been hurt, right? For sure. But Stolarz, I don't care what goal he's in net, they're not making that save on that 2-on-1 the other night. It's a bad play. So I think that you have to start the conversation at this point. I don't think it's going to happen overnight, that's for sure. Maybe you have to wait till the season's done. But for this team to get better, they have to, I think, address this at this point.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's this play, whether it's the season, the team needs to get better, but also Craig Bruba's almost had enough of it as well. But again, Brandon Carlo is going to be back tomorrow in theory. And that's going to be hopefully what kind of jolts, I guess, Morgan Rielly at this point. And ultimately, for the Toronto Maple Leafs, they're going to need to be better as a team. And this video focused on Morgan Rielly. I think there's a chance that he's gone by the before the deadline. If not, they have to look to change it in the offseason. That'll wrap it up, folks. Let us know down below. Do you want to keep Morgan Rielly? Do you want to see Morgan Rielly stay? Let us know. Thank you guys for watching. We have some breaking news as things have just taken a shocking turn, and this is confirmed exactly what every Leafs fan has feared, as we have a massive update surrounding Chris Tanev and his future this season following what was a new injury that had arisen just a little bit ago. To break down the newest reports and discuss how everything completely changed following this brutal update that just dropped. But not only that, with a few other updates ahead of their next game. Before we get into it all, very quick reminder, hit that subscribe button. Your guys' support has been unbelievable. There's a lot to go over today, and things have just taken a turn here that, I mean, I didn't really expect at this point, especially given what we heard over the past couple days. But let's just dive right into it. Chris Tanev's regular season is most likely over, per sources 3 minutes ago from David Pagnotta. Tanev is meeting with a surgeon in the coming week to determine his next steps. If they move forward with surgery, he is expected to be out until late April, early May. So this is exactly what all of us feared when the initial report dropped. He's getting up there in age, signed that 6-year deal. We expected the last 2 years are going to be Robidas Island, all these different things. I don't want to, put anything out there yet, but it seems like his regular season is coming to an end here. You have Dakota Joshua going down with what's seemingly a long.
And we are back for the second period, ladies and gentlemen. It is 1-0 Maple Leafs after that opening period. Goal from Easton Cowan. Ooh, nice opportunity for Tavares in front. Back to the point to Stetcher. Scores! Tipped in front by somebody. Tipped in front by somebody.
Holy mackerel!
It looks like Matthew Nyes will get this one. I believe Matthew Nyes is going to get this one. Huge goal for the Leafs to go up 2-0 on the Panthers now early. Yeah, nice tip in front by Matthew Nyes. Great shot and great play from John Tavares. Very poised to get it back to the point. Troy Stetcher shoots it towards the net. And Matthew Nyes gets a tip on it, and it's 2-0 Maple Leafs early in this second period. Huge, huge goal. Great start to this second period for the Leafs. Matthew Nyes from Troy Stetcher and John Tavares. Just a minute into this second period. It's 2-0 Leafs. They're out shooting the Panthers 9-4. And they look like a bit of a different team right now. This is crazy. I mean, they have looked a lot better recently. They have. But they got to keep their foot on the gas as we go along here, because we saw what happened in that third period in Long Island, or on Long Island the other night. Joshua's got some popcorn. He got the snacks out tonight. That's chipped out the center. Cowan's giving chase. Good forecheck by Easton Cowan on Jeff Petrie. Meyer fires that right back in the zone. Ooh, that's a tough play at the line by Robertson. Benoit kind of gave him a hot potato there as well. Robertson's been playing with some fire, man. He's been great. He has been awesome. Forsling gets it to the net, and it's swallowed up by Joseph Wall, and the front of the net is cleared Buy the lease. Nothing here. We got that poll up 40 minutes ago, guys. We're still running this poll. OEL is winning. Sorry, Austin Matthews is winning with OEL close in second. Get your votes in here. Get your votes in. Who's been the Leafs' best player all season? Get your votes in. Puck is down. Domi fight got them going. Yeah, I mean, like, he was going to finish his check, and Ekblad said, I want to say something to you, and Domi said, here's my hand in your mouth. Nice stretch pass to Lorenz. He gets a shot on goal. Fourth line's buzzing a little bit tonight as well. Love to see that. Leafs need a lot of that. Back goes Carlo for the puck. He gets it over to Rielly. Brandon Carlo, by the way, white tape now. These things matter to these guys. Here we go. Out to Matthew Knies. Shoots. It's blocked by Forsling, who looks beat up. Shaken up a little bit by that block. Tavares to Michelli. Michelli spinning in the corner. He's doing some loops to Tavares in front. Great shot. Knies is looking for it. He can't find it. Stetcher to a wide open. What a great play by Stetcher, man. That is... just keeps it alive. That is so smart. Stetcher gets in front. He shoots. It's off the pad in front, but Knies didn't know where it was. Stetcher is everywhere. He has it again, and he shoots it in. Holy crap. Where did he come from? This guy's everywhere. And Michelli gets hit from behind. No, I don't think there's going to be a penalty. Oh, Knies forces his way to the front of net. He gets it in front. What a goal! Or Austin Matthews. From Matthew Knies. What a goal. That is a nasty assist from Matthew Knies. That is unbelievable. Credit to Michelli on this play. Credit to Troy Stetcher. But what a play from Matthew Knies to scoop that back to the front of the net. And Austin Matthews has 422 goals in his NHL career. What a play. Knies gets to work there. He was on the ice for a while. He was, I mean, Matthews just came off the bench on a change. I believe Tavares went off there on that change. What a play. That was amazing. The stick work there to outmuscle his man, that is brilliant. 3-0 Maple Leafs here. 15 minutes left in the second. Foot on the gas. Foot on the gas. This is a huge game. You need these 2 points. Don't give him air. Don't give him air. Puck is out. Leafs are playing a little bit different defensively, too. This has been nice to see. Oh, Domi has it. He's got space. He's going to pass off. Ooh. Oh, that just skipped over Matthews' stick, and he would have had a wide open net. Benoit gets that to the net. It's another shot on goal. That's Matthews' 21st goal of this season. Nate, go away. Go back to doing whatever you were doing. It's working. Do not come back. I'm just joking. Welcome back. Welcome back. This third pairing makes me so nervous, man. Benoit and Myers make me so nervous. We got an icing here. Leafs ice it. Shots are 14-6 for the Leafs. That's just a great play by Matthew Knies, man. Matthews 50 goals. I mean, he's got 21. It is January. But if he picks it up, if he starts playing like he was 2 years ago, man, he could get 50. He got 70 a couple years ago. I don't think he gets 50, though. I think he ends with... he's definitely getting like 40. Still a fine season. I think we just expect more and more and more from him all the time. Like 80 goals. I thought he was going to skate. I thought he was going to score 80 goals in 2024. I was like, this guy can't miss. Like, every play he was scoring, it was insane. One of the best goal scorers of this generation. And that includes the best goal scorer of all time. Like, he's up there in terms of goals per game. Leafs are playing very well. This is a very good game. They look structured defensively. Like, everything, the Panthers are coming in. They're trying to get their forecheck established, and the puck is out quick. I am loving this. They're trying to get something established, and the Leafs, look, they shut it down again. OEL kills another play. This is great. This is awesome. Now the broadcast is talking about it too. Just so much poise from the defense tonight. This looks great. Better structure. They're capitalizing on their chances tonight, and they're generating chances. Oh, here's Lorentz on a breakaway now. Oh, he missed the net. Oh, my God. What is happening? Knives with a shot. That's blocked. Somebody doesn't have a stick. Rielly has it. I'm nervous. Oh, Lorentz to the point. Rielly gets it. Where did that puck go? It's deep. Knives is in on it. He wins the puck battle against 3 guys. He's getting to... Oh. Oh, it's in front, and it... Oh, it's just wide. Rielly's getting beat. Here comes Michelli on the back check. Oh, the boy... Oh, the boys are skating, guys. Every single puck battles to the Leafs. This team is unrecognizable right now. This is amazing. I'm going to stream every game. Every time I stream a game, they do this. What a pass by Michelli, and what a save on Rielly by Bobrovsky. How did Michelli see him? That was brilliant vision. Oh, the boys are skating. The Panthers needed this TV timeout. Leafs are buzzing. The Leafs are absolutely buzzing. We got 12:56 left in the second period. The shots are 15-6 for the Leafs. It's 3-0 Leafs. You know what that calls for? Holy Mackinac. Holy Mackinac. We'll get another one going. They scored 3 goals. It's 2 Holy Mackinacs. 3 Holy Mackinacs. 3 Holy Mackinacs. I'm going to spam that for the rest of the year because we're not going to have Joe Bowen next year. The Leafs are undefeated. I think the Leafs have only lost 1 game that I've streamed. I've done like 7 of them at this point. 8 of them. I think this is my 8th or 9th game. And they've, I think they've only lost once. I saw Canada win on a watch along as well. What a pass by Michelli. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about Morgan Rielly potentially being traded after this year. He has a no movement clause, but we've seen around the league that that doesn't matter sometimes. That does not matter. I understand how the game is going, but I can't lie. The nickname Morgan Rielly. Morgan Rielly. That's a tough one. Scott saying they've also had some huge comebacks while Darius has been live. 2, to be exact. 2 huge comebacks. The one against the Penguins was nuts. Nuts. And Patrick with the $2 super chat. Thank you, Patrick. Let's go. Guys, also for the new year, I wanted to announce, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the $2, Patrick. Really, really appreciate that. Happy New Year, everyone, as well. But I also wanted to say we're going to be creating, Happy New Year. We're going to be creating either a Facebook or Discord group chat for all of the members of this channel. So if you're not a member yet, make sure to become a member because we're going to be having all of our members in a group chat. And you guys can talk to each other. You can talk to myself. You can talk to Nick. Like, we're all going to be in there. We're just going to be chopping it up about the Leafs on a daily basis. We're going to be creating this. So it's going to be all the members of the channel that are in this are in these chats. I believe we're going to make a Discord and there's going to be a Facebook one as well. So if you haven't yet, make sure you are, first of all, subscribe to the channel and become a member. I'm thinking it's probably going to be Discord, but I know a lot of people want Facebook as well. But I'm I would say 90% sure it's going to be a Discord. So I think we're going to get that going. It's going to be all Leaf fans from the channel. Should be fun, guys. We're going to start promoting as well, but we're definitely getting that going. Definitely going to get that going. And y'all are invited. Y'all are invited. Or members are invited, I should say. Members of the channel will be invited. Yeah, Knies is skating well tonight, Prophet. He's playing very, very well. Discord. A lot of people are saying Discord. We'll get you guys in there. We'll get you guys in there. Joshua's saying Facebook. Maybe we'll have both. We'll get some fun stuff going this year. There was a lot of plans, a lot of stuff in the works for last year that didn't come to fruition that we really wanted to do around the playoffs, and we're gonna get kicked off this year because you guys, this community has been unbelievable. A lot of you guys have been around for a long time, so we're probably gonna have. Oh boy! Oh, great back check by John Tavares. Profit, we're probably going to have a couple. So we're probably going to have one that's like all subscribers, like an open one, like a Leafs Digest Discord. And then there's going to be another one for just members. That one could be a little bit, more personable. I know, certain guys here in the chat, you guys are getting to know each other. It's the same, a lot of the same faces. So we're going to have one that's maybe a little bit more personable in that way. But yeah, we'll have one for everybody. But the members only one will be maybe a little bit more personable in that way, if that makes sense. Looking forward to seeing everybody there. We're going to start promoting it in the videos as well. Letting you guys know when that's kicking off, how to join, all that fun stuff. So we'll probably have it in the description of videos as well. So stay tuned for that. That's coming soon. That's a little sneak peek from me. I've been, wanting to do something like that for a long time, but we're going to get that kicked off finally this season. And it's taken halfway through the season to get it kicked off, but we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Bit of a track meet going on now. Leafs don't have as much, since the commercial break, as much pressure. They were really buzzing going into that, but the Panthers are trying to establish their forecheck. Leafs look a very different structure-wise tonight. Got guys on the wall for them. Carlo just got absolutely bullied on the wall. That's not something I like to see. Nice block by Lorentz. He gets it to Lawton, back to Lorentz, and Lorentz is going to get it in deep, and the fourth line is going to get off for a change. But Lorentz stays for a bit. Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably going to be both, but I would say like Discord would... Whoa! that was almost really bad from Joseph Wall. But I think we're going to have... both. I think we're going to have both, but Discord would probably be more active, I would say. But not everyone's on Discord. Not everyone's on Facebook. So we'll probably have both going. We'll get that kicked off. But nice to gauge interest as well. I'm glad you guys are into that, so we'll definitely get that going. Yeah, weird bounce in front off the stanchion. Wall made the save, though, so we're good. We're safe. For now. Third line's out. They've been buzzing. Here comes Benoit. He kicks it to Cowan. Back to Benoit and close. Nothing given. Here comes Easton Cowan. He gets it to Robertson. Robertson has some space. He gets it to Myers, who gets it towards the net. Not on net, but towards the net. Stetcher to OEL. He chops down his man with a shot to the shin pads. OEL gets it behind the net. It's chipped down front. Evan Rodriguez gets to it. Nice save by Wall. An easy one. Everything is from the perimeter. Oh boy. Oh, nice save by Wall. Way to control that. Nice save. He swallows that up. Building seems a little lively tonight as well. Nice to hear that. Nice to hear that tonight. Good stuff. Looks like we're headed for another commercial break. Leafs have been buzzing for the majority of this game. We'll end the poll here. Looks like Matthews is one. He is the player of the year so far for the Leafs. Nylander with an astounding 7%. I smell some recency bias here, ladies and gentlemen. But that's all in good fun. Who has the Leafs' best player been tonight? Sure, we'll get some interesting answers here tonight. Because it could be Matthews. Nyes has looked very good. Everyone's looked really good. Robertson's made some good plays. Nick Waugh's throwing the body around. Haven't really noticed Domi since that fight. But I think a lot of... you can make a case for Nyes, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, Matthews looks like a different player. Rasmus Anderson wants to sign here. Interesting. I feel like he likes Treliving. Treliving was his GM in Calgary. They're showing the Eastern Conference standings, man. They are tight. This is crazy. I didn't realize Philly's definitely in the mix, in the playoff mix. Robertson, Stetcher, or Nye. Stetcher's been really good. He's been everywhere in a couple shows, man. He looks awesome. He's skating hard. Where did that puck go? Oh. A couple weird bounces tonight. Dumped into the zone. Walls are going to leave it for Stetcher. I thought he was going to play it. Walls had some moments tonight with the puck, making me nervous. If Tanev is out, well, it's interesting to profit. So there's new cap rules. So if Tanev, the new rules are I can't believe Tampa and breakaway from Matthews. Oh, and he's stopped by Bobrovsky. The puck is loose though. Win that puck, McMahon. Holy smokes, how many breakaways tonight? I think that's 3 or 4. I have 4. Holy smokes. So, Prophet, the new rules are interesting. If he's not out for the year, so the report is even if he has surgery, he will return in late April, which keep in mind the season goes till mid-April. Late April to early May. So if they do make the playoffs, he could return. So if that's the case and he does return, the Leafs will only save $3.8 million against the cap because that's the league like average or whatever it is, like half of the league average or whatever the reasoning or the number is exactly. Oh, nice play to Tavares. Oh, he tried to get a shot off. Nothing there. At least they're skating tonight. They'll only save $3.8 million against the cap. Rielly has a lot of space here. He gets in front. Nothing. But if he is out for the year, if they claim him as out for the year, then they can save his whole $4.5 million cap hit. But he would have to get a doctor's notice that he would be done for the year, and he would have to confirm it with the team. So the player would have to say, yes, I'm done for the year, not the team shutting him down like we've seen before, where you shut the guy down and then he plays game 1 of the playoffs, right? So the player would have to give the blessing to the team, basically, is what I understood. And you would need like a doctor's note to be like, yes, this player cannot play. He's done. So, again, by the report, it sounds like he would be back. Even if they didn't make the playoffs, there's a possibility he'd be back. But I don't know what the recovery would look like for what he's dealing with. But, because I don't really know what he's dealing with. But, yeah, if they make the playoffs and he's back for the playoffs, for the rest of the way, they only save 3.8. But you can still take advantage of that. But the other thing is, when the playoffs start, you would have to ice a team that is cap compliant. So you can take advantage of for the rest of the regular season, but then you can only dress certain players, and you'd have to play like a puzzle game with your lineup. And now it might work out for you if you go deep in the playoffs, right? Guys get hurt and guys are going to miss games and whatever, for whatever reason. And that might work out for you, but it's not as easy as it used to be. It used to be a lot easier to bend the rules kind of for the GMs. But that's basically where we're at with the new LTIR rule. So if he doesn't miss the whole year, you save $3.8 million until he's back. You have to ice a cap compliant lineup in the playoffs. If he does miss the whole year, there's a couple things to do. So not in the playoffs. There's no salary cap in the playoffs, Profit. So that was the whole thing. The Lightning, I think the salary cap was 91 million, I think, in 21, and they had a team that was making 120 million or something like that in the finals against Montreal. They were like 25 million, or I forget what the number was. I think I was exaggerating that, but I think they were like 20 million or something over the cap, something stupid like that. So now the rule would be your team in the playoffs would have to be cap compliant on that particular night. Is the way I understood it, at least. I could be wrong, but that's basically what I thought I read. Yeah, exactly, Prophet. You could sit guys, right? And then the money... Because it doesn't matter in the playoffs, right? Like, you could sit whoever you want. Like, it doesn't matter. You can be over the cap if guys come back. That's what happened with Kucherov, right? So that doesn't matter. So you could... But with the new rules, like, you could sit Yarncroke and then you save 2.1 million. So with that 2.1 million spot, you put somebody else in there, right? And then maybe somebody comes back from injury, so you would have Easton Cowan in the lineup instead. Oh, Lorentz just wired that wide again. It was a 3-on-1 for the Leafs. Oh, this fourth line is buzzing, man. The Leafs look good tonight. There's 5 minutes left in the second, and they are still boots to ass. 5:30 left in the second. We're headed to commercial. The Leafs are also heavily outshooting the Panthers. Oh, if Balinskis didn't get a stick on that, that would have been tough. So how would we get cap relief from the Tanev injury then? Do we have to put him on IR? Sorry, I don't understand. So if Tanev... So let's say Tanev's not going to miss the entire year. He's not ruled out for the whole year. Like, he will come back at some point. It's not like he's done until next September, right? Let's say that's the case. When the time that he's out, like until April, you save 3.8 million against the cap. You can use that however you want. You can go acquire a player and call guys up, whatever you want to do. You can use that 3.8. But the moment he comes back, he's back. Like, that counts against the cap. And in previous years, that wouldn't matter if you get into the playoffs, because there's no salary cap in the playoffs. But now there is. You have to be cap compliant in the playoffs. And it's crazy that they dropped this on teams with no notice in the first year. Is so ridiculous, but whatever. Everyone was like, oh, like, why don't you take advantage of the rules then? Like, why is everyone crying? Anyway, but it is true. There were certain teams like Tampa and Florida that were, using it to their advantage. But once he came back, you would have to figure something out. Your lineup would have to be cap compliant. So once you add his 4.5 back to the team off of LTIR, even in the playoffs, you would have to be cap compliant now. It wouldn't matter. Whereas in the past, the salary cap goes out the window in the playoffs. It wouldn't matter. You can ice whoever you want. You can acquire all these players and pretend that they're hurt till the playoffs and then ice whoever you want. Right? So now it's a little bit different. You have to be actually cap compliant in the playoffs. So once he came back, 4.5 million would go on the cap, and then you'd be like, well over the cap. So you'd have to figure that out in terms of what lineup you're going to ice that night. So you have to be strategic with it. And the trade market, like Joshua said, it's tough. It is tough. So, prices are really, really high right now. So you have to be strategic with what you do. Carlos played about 10 minutes tonight, his first game back. And he's played pretty well tonight. No complaints. No complaints from that first pairing. They played much better. Shots are 17-10 for the Leafs. 3-0. 5 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the second period. Gerald, yes. This Leafs team right now, the way that they're playing, this is something I would love to get used to. I could watch this all night. I love it. Here comes Matthews, 2-on-2 with Domi. Oh, what a slick play by Matthews. And Rielly fans on the shot. He chipped that over to Domi. That's going to go unnoticed because nothing came of it. And you probably won't see that on a replay. But slips it over to Domi and ties up the defender's stick. So then Domi has so much space to skate with it. And he got the pass over to Rielly, and then Rielly fans on it. That was a slick play by Matthews. Corey says, yeah, thanks to Florida and Tampa for those salary cap changes. They took advantage of it totally. They did, and anybody could have. I mean, the Leafs even did. To a degree. Not as aggressively, but they did. They were over the cap in the playoffs. By a bit. Like 2 million or something, whatever it was. I can't remember. It wasn't anything crazy. It's not like they're adding like $8 million to the cap in playoffs. Robertson's trade value is way up. Yeah, the Jackets got a young player, a second and a third for Igor Chenikov. And besides that, look what Mason Marchment got. There's a couple other guys around the league. Like, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, Michelli's got moves, man. Michelli's got moves. Crowd pop for that one. I wouldn't trade Robertson right now. He looks good. My whole thing with Robertson, why I was saying to trade him last year and even like a little bit to start this year, and I like Robertson. Like, I was the guy last year that everyone's like, why is this guy like Robertson? The only reason I was saying is because I was like, what's his role on this team? Get something for him to fill in the rest of the team, because you're not going to play him in the top 6, and then you're just going to scratch him half the year. That was kind of where we were at last year. So he's found a nice little spot this year. It looks good. And maybe he is a top line player, like a top 6 player. I mean, he's not tonight, literally. He's on the 3rd line, but he's producing, and he's playing way more physical this year. I knew he always kind of had that in him, with the puck protection, all that stuff. Like, not afraid, but way more physical this year. It looks great. Leafs defense is activating a lot in this game, off the rush. I like to see it. Oh, tough play by Robertson, but he gets back. Everything's pretty good. And Bookfist is in on the forecheck. Panthers can't get their forecheck established all night tonight. Leafs have done a very, very good job of killing plays like that. Very good stuff. Yeah, they're keeping their young players, I think, at this point. I think the Leafs would have to get very creative with a roster for roster trade if they wanted to upgrade at any position in particular. Which I think now, like, with Tanev out, do you pivot to defense? Do you even make a trade? Stetcher looks fine for now. Is he the answer? He looks good. He's playing just fine. Keep in mind, Jake McCabe's not even in this game. Like, he's going to be out for a week, right? Like, that's kind of gone unnoticed, too. Like, one of your best defensemen is out for a week. That's why Phil Myers is still in the lineup, playing 3rd line. Oh, that's a hit from behind. That's a hit from behind on Lawton. By Reinhart. Right in the numbers. On Lawton, too. Hopefully he's okay. We know that, like, he's dealt with I believe, a concussion. That's me speculating. He got hit hard by Zadorov, and he was out some time. There's got to be a response to that. He's bleeding. He's bleeding. He got hit from behind, and he's bleeding. Yeah, Prophet and Noah, I agree with you guys. Like, he's adding different elements to his game. Robertson's adding so much to his game. I noticed it at the end of last year. Like, he's playing more physical. He's throwing hits. Like, he's playing the right way. I think Berube actually likes him, and I think that the scratching is strategic. Not like trying to punish him or anything like that. Ooh. McMahon throws a big hit at Brad Marchand there. Phil Myers looking to throw the bod. 1 minute left here. Benoit gets it again. 2 Panthers going at Benoit. Frees up a couple of Leafs. Let's go. Look. They're starting to get carried away. Matthews chips it in. Now they're going after Matthews. Somebody's got to have to do something. It's getting chippy now, which I enjoy. Here we go. Tavares protecting the puck. Great play. He turns it over. Nice. Finish this check. Yep. Ooh. Doesn't get into the zone, but Tavares gets it. Playing tennis here in the neutral zone. Nyes looks like he just wants to kill this period. Tavares tips it in. Michelli will give chase. 10 seconds left here in the second. Why only at the end of periods is this game getting chippy? Oh, but that's a penalty. Right. But that's a penalty. Half second left. Rielly takes a penalty for a trip, a hook, something. Lawton was just getting on the ice, too. He's saying something to the bench. That's a... Wow, they just showed the replay. That is a board. That is a hit from behind. That is textbook. Textbook. Horrendous. Leafs are owed one now. And is this even a penalty? Yeah, at the end. Yeah, it takes him down. For sure. There's half a second left. I'm not adding a second to the clock, but... How that hit from behind is not a penalty is absurd. It's in the numbers. Lawton's bleeding. He's saying something to the ref. He's bleeding from his nose. Lawton going to do anything here? No. Panthers are doing something. Lawton's coming back at Rodriguez or Marchand. He's just coming over for his skate. Just coming over for his skate. Just wanted to see what he was saying. Rodriguez is saying something now. Lawton's saying something to the bench now. He's chirping, yeah. He's saying something. He's saying, why don't you come to center? He's asking somebody to come to center. I love Scott Lawton. He's not taking any shit. Marchand's still on the ice. Come on, boys. Let's get off the ice. You're getting killed here. 3-0. Go back to the room. Regroup. Well, that was a good period. Leafs up 3-0. They're out shooting the Panthers. The game's gotten physical, but the Leafs are up for the challenge. Hopefully they don't do anything stupid. Like, I like the fire Lawton plays with, but please don't take a stupid penalty, man. That is the last thing we need right now. But good end to that second period for the Leafs. A little bit fired up here. Matthews' final goal prediction. I'm going to go with 42 goals on the season for Austin Matthews if he continues playing this way. If he's feeling good, he continues playing this way, I'm going to go with 42 goals. All right, guys, that was a great second period. We'll be back for the third period. I'm going to leave you guys with some news, as always. Some updates on Chris Tanev, since I was topical during the second period. We were talking about it. Some updates on Chris Tanev and a couple things, including Morgan Rielly and maybe his future in Toronto, and the Leafs making some interesting moves, including Marshall Rafai being sent down to the Toronto Marlies. I'll be back in just a few minutes, guys. Get set for a big third period. There's going to be some fireworks. Grab your popcorn, get your snacks, whatever you got to do. Use the washroom. We'll be back in a few minutes. We'll lock in here for this exciting third period, and I'll see you guys in a few minutes.
We have some breaking news as things have just taken a shocking turn, and this has confirmed exactly what every Leafs fan has feared, as we have a massive update surrounding Chris Tanev and his future this season following what was a new injury that had arisen just a little bit ago. To break down the newest reports and discuss how everything completely changed following this brutal update that just dropped, but not only that, with a few other updates ahead of their next game. Before we get into it all, very quick reminder, hit that subscribe button. Your guys' support has been unbelievable. There's a lot to go over today, and things have just taken a turn here that, I mean, I didn't really expect at this point, especially given what we heard over the past couple of days. But let's just dive right into it. Chris Tanev's regular season is most likely over, per sources 3 minutes ago from David Pagnotta. Tanev is meeting with a surgeon in the coming week to determine his next steps. If they move forward with surgery, he is expected to be out until late April, early May. So this is exactly what all of us feared when the initial report dropped. He's getting up there in age, signed that 6-year deal. We expected the last 2 years are going to be Robidas Island, all these different things. I don't want to put anything out there yet, but it seems like his regular season is coming to an end here. You have Dakota Joshua going down with what's seemingly a long-term injury. Things have taken a turn, a really bad one, quite frankly, and this is exactly what I feared when the initial report came up, because at the end of the day, if this team wants to make a deep run, they're now going to need someone else to step up, because Chris Tanev was one of the most important pieces of that puzzle for the Leafs.
Or they have to go out and make a trade. Now, to say that I wasn't expecting to see this tweet would be false. I was expecting to see it in maybe 2027 or 2028. Yeah. I knew that was going to be the case. The last 3 years of this deal, I think we all knew, especially the last two, he wasn't going to complete it, right? He was either going to retire or Robidas Island. That was kind of the plan. Everybody kind of accepted that at the time. But to now find out that Chris Tanev's tenure as a Leaf, he really only played 1 year at this point before his body, started to break down a little bit. That is concerning at this point. Obviously, best wishes to Chris Tanev, and I'm not saying that his body is breaking down, but he has dealt with injuries all season long, right? So far this year, and I'm sure that he was beat up last year. He was eating pucks. We know that this year they aren't playing as well because they don't have him, right? At least defensively, and that's pretty evident, right? They need him in the lineup, and I think we were all expecting this to come a little bit sooner down the timeline than right now. This is pretty disappointing, honestly, as a fan, because he's such a big part of this team. So obviously we don't know 100% yet. We have heard that there are rumblings that it's a groin injury. Like, this has nothing to do, obviously, with the mention of a surgeon. This has nothing to do with a concussion or anything like that, or his previous injury earlier this season. This is something brand new that he sustained when he came back from that initial injury that he got on November 1st. So This is bad news, and it has serious implications on the rest of the lineup, the salary cap, because there's new LTIR rules as well. So if he does return or happen to return in the first or the second round, because it does say late April, early May, which means he could possibly return around then, there are serious implications on that if they want to go out and make a trade now to bring somebody else in. So this is tough. You can see it makes $4.5 million. I think they only save a percentage of that now with the new rules. If he does go on LTIR. So I guess we'll find out later this week when they do decide whether he's getting surgery or not. But this really does throw, everything out the window right now in terms of what their trade plans originally were and what they should be now at this point.
Yeah, 36 years old, under contract till 40. Not ideal now. We'll have a video covering what a trade means. They have to at this point. If they find they're in a position now where they can utilize some LTIR space, and I think that's what they're going to do. That was Jeff Merrick and David Pagnata on the fourth period, on the Chris Tanev and Dakota Joshua injuries. So they're going to have to leverage now some of their cap space here. And again, a $4.5 million cap hit, a percentage of that will be gone if he's transferred to the LTIR. But they're not in, they don't have a great position regarding cap space. They're going to need to make a trade. Now, they've been interested in multiple defensemen prior to, of course, the Chris Tanev injury. They're going to have to go out and maybe they kick tires again on Rasmus Anderson. Maybe they go out and they look at somebody else who might be available. But you look at the IR, Dakota Joshua, Chris Tanev, Brandon Carlo, Dakota Mermis. So Tanev and Carlo were supposed to be arguably two of their best defensemen outside maybe Morgan Rielly, and that hasn't worked out. This team has been decimated with injuries. Now, on the flip side, they're playing a lot better hockey. Auston Matthews is looking really good. The team in general is looking much better. Even though they should have won yesterday, they got a point out of it. I mean, Riley's been horrible. Tanev's now done. Carlo's done. That's three of their best defensemen outside of Jake McCabe now completely done. Carlo's going to be returning somewhat soon, so maybe he'll replace somewhat of what Tanev will give. They're very different players. It's a bit of a mess, but they need to upgrade the blue line now unless they have an idea or they have a ton of trust in guys like, Matt Benning, Philip Myers, and others to somehow make things work. But it is not ideal for him to be done this early. And then, of course, the question marks into next season are going to be brought up. But I do think ultimately, if he has surgery, if you think about next season, you can hope that he'll age, fairly well, though. Who knows at this point?
That's what I meant by my comments earlier about not to say that his body is breaking down, because maybe he does come back next year and he's fine for at least one more year, but he is aging out, right? Like he is getting closer to 40 years old. So that's something you have to consider. And, we knew that he probably wasn't going to finish the back half of this contract anyway. So again, it's a little bit scary, and we could possibly see him still this year later in the playoffs. But again, there's new LTIR rules, and that really, screws everything up, for lack of a better term, heading down the stretch here. And, when you think of other injuries they're dealing with right now, and they are playing well, you made a good point, right? Like they are playing really well, and Troy Stecher has been a revelation since being claimed off waivers, right? Like he's been awesome, but is he the answer, right? Is he the answer? He's not Chris Tanev. He does a lot of really good things, but he's not Chris Tanev. So they will probably have to go out and make a trade. Carlo looks like he's nearing a return as well, which is good. Dakota Joshua is going to be out a long time, it sounds like, at this point too. We have no idea what's going on with Stolarz, although he is skating now. Dakota Mermis is out a long period of time. So they are playing a little bit better, but they are going to need that presence back there on the blue line if they want any chance of, making the playoffs, because they're still way on the outside looking in at this point. Of course, only a couple points out, but still you have to consider games in hand with some other teams, stuff like that in the division. So, if they have any chance of making the playoffs, they're going to have to probably go out and get somebody else. So this is tough. I don't have any trust in Phil Meyer at this point. When you're looking up and down the lineup at certain guys, like no trust in him, for example. Morgan Rielly, we're going to have a video on that tomorrow. Like something has to be done there as well, because that's a liability. So this is tough news. But again, it's not confirmed. He could just be out. Maybe they're deciding that maybe we don't need surgery, and he could still see time later this year if they make the playoffs. But that's not good news, because they need a player like this. They started playing better when he came back from injury. That little stint that he was in, that he came back from injury, that's when this kind of little run since Christmas started.
Yeah, and they can't rely on a guy like Troy Stecher to a situation like that to happen again, because yes, they got really, I don't want to say lucky. I mean, they signed him, but can they rely on Matt Benning to step up the way Troy Stecher has, or Marshall Rafai if they bring him back up, or any of these guys? The answer is probably not. Like Troy Stecher is having a fantastic year now and a great year with the Leafs, but you can't keep trying to plug holes with players like that. And it was lucky to a degree that the Oilers let him go, and obviously opportunistic by Brad Treliving to get him. You can't keep plugging the holes here. I think you need to make some sort of move. They don't have great options internally, at least compared to what they need to have to make a Stanley Cup run when you're missing this many guys. Obviously, if you're missing just one of them, you can kind of plug the holes till they return. Carlo's going to help a little bit. But like you mentioned, you have Philip Myers, you have Matt Benning, you have Marshall Rafai, Henry Thron. I think they're going to try to go out and make a bigger move for a defenseman now if they continue to play decent hockey. Now, they haven't been playing great. You're right. They're on the outside looking in. And even though they are on the outside looking in, I still have faith in this team. But you think back to November, Chris Tanev might be one of the most underrated players in the NHL. His absence is beyond noticeable. I mean, it was always a risk, right? Going 6 years. I liked the deal at the time. I think it made sense. Hopefully, he's able to come back soon. But let us know down below what your thoughts are on that. It's that would be optimistic to say he's going to come back this year. But we'll keep you up to date every step of the way. Thank you guys for watching. Toronto Maple Leafs have made multiple moves. We have some big updates to go over today as this situation keeps getting crazier surrounding multiple Toronto Maple Leafs. So we have some updates surrounding Chris Tanev, but also Anthony Stolarz and a few players we haven't heard or talked about in a while. We're going to break down the latest news and discuss what it means going forward, as well as a ton of other things, folks. But before you do it all, if you're part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, very quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. There's a lot to go over today. The Leafs, of course, play tomorrow, but they have made some moves here, and a lot of changes have started to happen. And let's start with this right here. The Maple Leafs have placed forward William Nylander on the IR retroactive to a little bit ago on December 27th. Marshall Rafai has been recalled from the Toronto Marlies. So a couple of big moves here. We're going to dive into the injury updates and things like that. But let's preface this by saying this doesn't mean William Nylander's injury is more severe than we thought. It is strictly a roster management move, as Willie did skate this morning. However, it is notable that Marshall Rafai is back up with the team. We have a ton of other updates to go over, but we do get some interesting roster moves today.
Yeah, and William Nylander, doesn't mean that he's more hurt than he is. This is just a roster move to bring up Marshall Rafai from the Marlies. And again, they can activate William Nylander whenever they want off of IR. He could be back tomorrow if they want. So this is just to get Marshall Rafai, I guess, practicing with the group. It doesn't look like he's going to factor into the lineup if he does stick around tomorrow. But I'm not too worried about this. I don't think this means he's more injured or anything like that. It's just strictly a roster move to be able to call up another player.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, hopefully he'll be back in short order here, William Nylander. But there is a lot of other things to go over today. Now, also, let us know what your thoughts are on Marshall Rafai. He's obviously looked very good at the NHL level, at least somewhat this year. But we can see here, Steve Sullivan has been writing up plays. The Leafs go to work in some power play drills. Now, their power play has been much better, so it's good to see a different face, obviously paying big dividends, and the Leafs need to make a push now for the playoffs. But we do have a pretty rough update here. So Jake McCabe was injured on Saturday, and he is going to be out for a week. That was a report that just dropped moments ago. So let's start with this injury, then we'll dive into Tanev and Stolarz. And as you look at the lines here, this is without Jake McCabe. He's going to be out at least a week. Of course, we're still seeing McMahon on that top line. Brandon Carlo, he is in this lineup now. So it's Rielly, Carlo, OEL, Stetcher, Benoit, Myers, nightmare fuel there on that third pairing. That's, of course, with McCabe out, Myers coming back in. We know they're probably going to make a move here for defensemen soon, with Chris Tanev being presumably out for the year, or at least a very long time. Stay tuned for an update on that. But there's another defenseman goes down, and we're at a point now where each game matters, especially within the month of January. Keep in mind, a week in January is like really 2 weeks of any other month because of how much they play here. Really not ideal, and we do have some positive injury updates to go over today, but with Carlo being back, every time a defenseman comes back, another one follows, and that's the case here for Jake McCabe.
Yeah, and a lot of people are dumping on Brandon Carlo for his play all season. It hasn't been that good defensively, but getting him back in the lineup is going to be huge for this team. And like you said, it's going to be a busy month. They play, 4 games a week basically for the whole month. It's going to be absolutely insane. Very, very busy heading into the Olympics. And I would rather Marshall Rafai on that third pairing, I think, at least in my eyes, but we'll see what happens, because if Nylander comes back, they're going to have to send Marshall Rafai back to the Toronto Marlies. So they're going to have to work with what they have, of course. But that's just the way I see it. I would rather have Marshall Rafai there. I think that he could offer probably something a little bit better, but we'll see how these defense pairings play out. But then Chris Tanev, we have an update on him, and it looks like he could be out for a long time at this point. That's pretty significant for this group. That changes their trade plans as well. The Ford group looks the same, and they have been playing pretty well. Dakota Joshua, we have an update on him as well. He had a lacerated kidney, which sounds horrific. Hopefully he's okay, and he can continue his NHL career and rejoin the Leafs at some point. But there's still some long-term injuries with this group, so that really changes things long-term. They're going to have a lot of guys kind of step up here and play, over their heads, so to speak, for the rest of the way here in January, because they gotta catch up. You gotta get points under your belt now. At this point, this is where you gotta dig in for the rest of the season, right? With the Olympics, you're gonna be well, on your way to finishing the season by the time February rolls around, because then it's just March and half of April left, right? Because there's no games in February, so. Or at least not for the Leafs. I think they play maybe 3 games in the entire month, something like that. So this is where everyone's got to dig in, and everyone's got to play a little bit better than what we've seen.
Yeah, and the good news is Morgan Rielly is no longer paired with Philip Myers, at least, so we get to see him with Carlo, who they've had some success. That was obviously the pairing down the stretch last year. Power play, you can see here Michelli on the first power play. They have McMahon on the second one, so some interesting notes there. But I want to dive into a few other injuries. So Anthony Stolarz and Dakota Mermis skated today before the Maple Leafs practice. Mermis has been out for a month now, and the last we heard of Stolarz is that he's out indefinitely. So this is actually encouraging stuff. Now, the goaltending situation is interesting. Hildeby's had a great year, and Joseph Wall hasn't been that great lately. But Anthony Stolarz, if he comes back, not exactly sure how they're going to juggle the goaltenders at this point, but he's not nearing a return yet, but he is back on the ice. Same with Dakota Mermis, which is good news. Again, these are big depth pieces at this point, and you also see here that Brandon Carlo, like we mentioned, skated in practice today and could return against the Panthers tomorrow. And insight on his update here, or on his injury, sorry, some insight on his injury. He blocked a shot, and then his ankle got infected from an old plate in his ankle 8 years ago. Had to have surgery to clean it up, which, all things considered, is kind of rough. But at the same time, at least it wasn't a huge new injury that's going to linger for a long time. It was an infection. But Darius, a lot of updates here. Again, Carlo's back tomorrow against the Panthers. Stolarz back on the ice. Mermis back on the ice. All leading towards positive things. And if it wasn't for that Chris Tanev update, we might be sitting here talking about the team being almost fully healthy for the first time really all year, it seems like.
And probably making a move because of everyone coming back from, injury, and a lot of freak injuries for the Leafs this year too, right? Like Tanev's, all of his injuries have been freak injuries. The Carlo one, like you just alluded to, right? Like a freak injury. It's nice to see Anthony Stolarz back on the ice. That's huge, right? And we'll see how that progresses, because this is just the start. He's just got back on the ice. And Dakota Mermis as well, that was kind of a freak injury to his knee as well. Not really. It was kind of a dirty play. I can't believe there was no suspension or anything there, but or at least like a fine, because in the same game, of course, Bobby McMahon got suspended for a game. But all of that to say, now there's serious salary cap implications with a lot of these guys coming back from injury. Roster moves have to be made. Not only that, if Chris Tanev is done for the year, which is what we've kind of heard right now, he's debating whether he's going to get surgery for a groin injury. It has nothing to do with his initial injury this season. If he is out for the whole season, the Leafs can put all of his money on LTIR. If he's not, and it looks like he is going to return, even if it's in the playoffs, they're only going to be able to save $3.8 million against the cap. That's the new rule this year with the LTIR space, because thank you to the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers for abusing that loophole for the last couple of years. But that's the way it looks for the Leafs right now. So they're going to have to figure that out, I think, this week, and that's going to affect their trade plans moving forward. And of course, it really depends on how this team plays the rest of the way. So getting guys back from injury like Carlo, that's going to be huge. I wonder what that pairing looks like, because at times they didn't look good defensively. Rielly and Carlo I'm talking about, but Rielly really hasn't looked good defensively with anybody this year. So we'll see really how that plays out in a big game tomorrow against a divisional opponent, the team that knocked you out of the playoffs for the first time on home ice, or back on home ice this season. And of course, a team that you are actively in the running for a playoff spot with. So big game tomorrow night.
Yeah, let us know down below what your thoughts are as well. As a quick update here, Brube confirms that Chris Tanev is still considering surgery. Clarifies the surgery is to deal with the most recent ailment unrelated to the upper body stuff that kept him out of the lineup earlier in the season, which all things considered is not good news. It's bad news because it's a different injury, which means more likely to if he does return and when he returns, to have that pop up again as a nagging injury. But folks, let us know down below what your thoughts are. Hopefully the Leafs can turn things around as we enter, or already in, and as we approach, mid-January here. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.
And we're back for the third period, ladies and gentlemen. The Leafs are up 3-0 on the Florida Panthers. And that's right, as you can see on the top of your screen, the Leafs are going to start this period short-handed, if you can believe that. They were called for a penalty. I don't even know what it is at the end of that second period. And they're starting this period short-handed. And we're just seconds away from puck drop here. Puck is down. Penalty kill for the Leafs. Shots are... Oh, Morgan Rielly for tripping. How did I forget that? Yes, of course, the Leafs signed the penalty kill. Guess that was a long 18 minutes for me. Yeah, shots are 17-13 for the Leafs. It's 3-0 obviously for the Leafs as well. And I wonder how this period plays out because Scott Laughton was buried from behind in the numbers, dirty play, and no penalty. And the Leafs were clearly very upset about it to end that period. So hopefully nobody does anything stupid. We'll see how that plays out. Brad Marchand is not on the bench to start the third period. Blue and white flu for Mr. Marchand, perhaps? McMahon was caught him maybe in the hip, something like that, late in that period. Nice save by Wall on Samoskevich. 40 seconds left here in the power play for the Panthers. Another nice save by Wall. Oh, the Leafs can't clear. And Wall, he gets that rebound as well, and he swallows that up. Laughton's saying something to Luostarinen. He's saying something. Luostarinen's not listening to him. Yeah, I mean, Marchand tried to get out of the way. Maybe they clipped his knee a little bit, Bobby McMahon, but not... Clip is not even the word. Like, grazed his knee. Player safety doing anything to a Florida Panther? Absolutely not, Corey. Not a chance. Their boy, George Peros, is in charge. There's not a damn thing happening to a Florida Panther. Here comes Laughton on a breakaway. Oh, my God. Forsling gets back on the forward check, the back check. 15 seconds left. Lorentz's stick just absolutely disintegrated in his hand. 5 seconds left. Oh, back to the point to Forsling. Big save by Wall, and that'll do it. They killed off the penalty. Huge penalty kill for the Leafs. Nice play by Laughton to free that up in the neutral zone, but it was a little bit too hard. Couldn't really get to it, and he was outskated by Forsling there. Couldn't really use his body to shield off Forsling. Yeah, no chance the Panthers are getting fined for nothing. Nobody's getting suspended, no fine. But if a Leaf does something, you're cooked, you're gone, get out of here. Suspension. We'll see if there's another penalty the rest of this game, though, because I believe it's even right now for both teams. Myers shoots that out of play, but was that straight out? I think power play. Oh. They're talking about it. Was that straight out? Phil Myers shoots that out, but I wonder if it went off the glass. I think that's straight out. Yep, that's a penalty. Panthers are going back to the power play. That was a good penalty kill by the Leafs, though. So, hopefully they can build something off of this. That's not the penalty you want to take. Actually, don't take any penalties. What am I talking about? This is tough. Delay of game for Phil Meyer. He's in the box for 2 minutes. Florida Panthers back to the power play. And hopefully the Leafs can kill this off. Build some momentum on that last penalty kill. Build some momentum on this penalty kill. Panthers power play tonight is 0 for 2, and they have 4 shots combined on those 2 power plays. Let's drop the puck here. Puck is down. Panthers win that pretty cleanly. Yeah, it's a good thing the Panthers didn't get a goal to end that last period, because being up 3-0 right now with this back-to-back penalty kill situation is crucial. Oh, Stetcher almost just put that in his own net. Stetcher almost put that in his own net. Brian McCabe flashbacks. Oh, Bennett just misses the net. I don't know if somebody got a stick on that. Ooh. That goes off a leaf at the bench. It's a glove hanging over the bench. So I think the faceoff's going to come back down to the Leafs zone. Oh, it's just fluttered over the net. Bennett just missed. Didn't get enough on it. I think he hit somebody in the head on the bench. Defensive zone faceoff. Here we go. It's Nick Waugh and Callie Yarncroke on the penalty kill. Got some speed here with Callie. Nick Waugh for a big guy too. He can move. Puck goes all the way down the zone. 1 minute remaining in this penalty. Shots are now even at 17 apiece. 3-0 Leafs. 16:30 left in this third period. Bennett shoots just wide, just misses the net. That was from just above the slot. Rodriguez to the bumper. Nice play by Callie Yarncroke to clear that puck all the way down the ice. 30 seconds left on the penalty. Bobrovsky tries to get it all the way up. Lawton has it now. He's killing time. He flips it into the zone. And Lorentz is going to give chase right in front of the net to Lorentz. Oh, and he just misses the net. That was a great opportunity. What a gift. That landed right in front of him in the slot. Nice little flip play from Lawton there. Holy smokes. Lawton and Lorentz got to get off the same line. I keep messing up their names. I keep calling them one another. Leafs kill off a second power play. A second power play. Power play. The Panthers power play is 0 for 3 tonight. 0 shots on that last one. So they have 4 shots on 3 power play opportunities tonight. The Leafs, meanwhile, a couple power play opportunities themselves, but could have had another one. Hit from behind on... Oh boy, here comes Noah Gregor. He can't control the puck. Never could as a Leaf either. Joseph Woll holds on to the puck. And Luke Kunin in front of the net gets shoved away by the Leafs defenders. Ooh, that would have been nice flip play. Bobrovsky couldn't come out to play it, and Lorentz almost got it. And Noah Gregor with the speed to the outside, but he can't control the puck, and couldn't really do that as a Leaf either, so wasn't too scary there. Boakfist gets a shot in on goal, and Joseph Woll hangs on to that. We'll have another face-off to the left of Joseph Woll. 15-17 left here in the third period. Tavares won that face-off. Tavares with the defensive zone face-off. Boakfist gets it to the front of the net. A lot of those plays cross-crease for the Panthers. Oh, what a save by Woll. Point blank. Oh, nice. Got to get that puck out, buddy. Another nice save by Woll. Panthers now leading in shots. This can't be a repeat of Saturday. Got to get going here. Build momentum off of those penalty kills. Get skating. Get your feet under you. I know it kills whatever momentum you had, but you got to get going. A Panther just threw an elbow at Michelli. What are we doing? Let's get going. Establish some ozone time. Establish your legs now. Let's get going here. First line's coming out now. We got Domi, McMahon, and Matthew. Shots are 7-1 this period for the Panthers. I don't blame the Leafs. They're on the penalty kill. That looked offside to me. Nice save by Boakfist. Rebound to the corner. Domi gets it up to McMahon. He can't control it. Domi's offside. 14:09 left in the third. 21-18 are shots now for the Florida Panthers. See if the Leafs can turn this around. Nice play by Walt to just cover the whole bottom of the net in there. Yeah, really nice. Panthers are getting frustrated. To the point, Matthews shoots just wide. It bounces to the front of the net. That's a penalty. Yep. McMahon gets hooked. And the Leafs will go to a power play hooked right in front of the net. We'll see another Leaf power play here right after this commercial break. Big power play coming up for the Buds. Do the Leafs score on this power play, folks? This upcoming power play. Do the Leafs make it 4-0? And yes, take a drink. They just called a penalty. Going to the power play. Got a couple votes in. Everybody's saying yes so far. I like the optimism, folks. I like the optimism here, folks. This is what I like to see. You know what would be better and what I would love to see? The Leafs scoring a goal here on this power play. I am a little shocked that they did call a penalty on the Florida Panthers there. Should be a very exciting end to this game. I'm feeling pretty comfortable. Like, Wolves made some big saves, but I'm feeling kind of comfortable. We'll see. Poll is now at 83% for yes. Most people think that, yes, they will score on this upcoming power play here. And they're about to get to work. Used to the power play. Sabrango for hooking. Tavares, Matthews, Nyes, Michelli, and Rielly. To Michelli, cross ice, he shoots. It stopped. Bounces out to the point. Man, this Leafs power play looks so much more dangerous these days. Oh, it's out to the bumper. Matthews, it's a 2-on-1 for Florida the other way. Ekblad shoots, he misses the net. The Leafs can go back the other way. And they will. It's a 2-on-1. Matthews and Michelli. Matthews, drag, shoots. Oh, and he just sent it over the net. Tavares gathers the puck. Regroup, set up here. Oh, that would have been nice. 2-on-1 with Michelli and Matthews. That's what you want. That's what you want. Michelli rink wide. Too much perimeter for my liking here, guys. Let's get something. To the goal line. Matthews keeps it alive. Back to Rielly at the point. Back to Matthews. Goal line. He's coming to the front of the net. Chips it in front to Tavares. Nice little play. Michelli has it. Shoot, man. Oh. Gloved and held by Bobrovsky. 49 seconds left in the power play. The power play looks so much more dangerous. It could have something to do with other teams not having too much video on what Steve Sullivan wants to do with the power play. Because he just started taking over with this unit. But 49 seconds left. 75% of you guys think that they'll score on this power play. 47 seconds left here. Cross ice. Second unit's out. OEL takes a shot, chops down his man, and Robertson loses the puck, and it's going to go down the length of the ice. McMahon's going to regroup with it here. He's going to drop it back to Max Domi, who's going to carry this in, I believe. Or chip it off to McMahon at the line. He does. McMahon loses it. It's back in deep. McMahon gets it back to the point. OEL to Nick Waugh. Robertson has the puck. Nice pass to OEL. Domi shoots. It's blocked by Petrie. Back to the point. Cunnin has it. He's going to shoot it down the length of the ice. And that'll do it for the power play. And we are back to full strength. Another 2 minutes gone for the Leafs, which is good. They're up 3-0. It's all right. Fourth line's out there for the Leafs now. You got Lawton, Lorentz, and Calle Yarncroke. Verhaeghe's out there with his line mates as well, and Boakfist. Leafs out to center, 4-on-2, and Calle Yarncroke dumps it in, I guess. Here's Lawton with the puck now. I like Lawton and Lorentz. They work well together. Benoit from the point. He shoots. It's tipped on goal. Bobrovsky with the save. Ekblad killing time behind the net. Not killing time. Regrouping, I guess. But well, 80% of y'all thought that they were going to score, and they didn't. I was also feeling hopeful and optimistic. Somebody just went for a ride. Holy smokes. Boakfist, I think, got dumped there. McMahon to Matthews. Matthews back to McMahon. He throws a backhand towards the net, but it was wide. Domi gets beat. It's 3-on-2 back to center, but Matthews is back on the back check, and Sabringo gets blocked by, I think, Phil Meyer. Yes, Phil Meyer. Let's go. Who plays the role of Mitch? Prophet? Michelli? Nobody's going to fill those shoes in the regular season, let's be honest, right? I think we can all recognize that, but I don't think this team could win with that salary cap structure the way it was. And with the personnel, let's be honest. I mean, I was getting kind of sick of it. Chipped off the boards. Nobody's there. Where's the winger? No icing here. It's going to go the length of the ice, but the Florida Panthers passed it all the way down, so it's their fault. Bobrovsky collects the puck behind the net. Anton Lundell. Under 10 minutes left here in the third. 3-0 Leafs. Shots are 22-21 for the Panthers. Nice play at center. The Leafs grab it. OEL puts it in deep, and that's offside, I guess. Offside at the Florida line. We're headed to commercial. 9:33 left to go in this third period. 3-0 Maple Leafs. Do the Leafs win this game? The Leafs need these 2 points in the standings. Badly. Most of you guys are thinking, yes, the Leafs will hold on. They will win this game. Again, I love the optimism. By the way, bottom of your screen here, coming across, look at Colorado's record, man. They already have 69 points. They have 3 regulation losses. They've won 31 games already. 31, 3-7. They lost to the Panthers, by the way, in their last game, which is absurd. In regulation as well, which is crazy. They had 2 regulation losses for the longest time. Pretty crazy. Crazy stats there. We got 10 minutes left. We're back from commercial. And this game has been very physical. I can't believe that hit from behind wasn't called. That is absurd. Get your votes in, guys. Get your votes in. Do the Leafs hold on and win this game? Puck is down, and we're underway here for the last 10 minutes of this third period. The Leafs have won 5 straight games at home leading into tonight. They can make it 6 tonight if they hold on to this 3-goal lead, which they should. Come on, guys. Like, let's build a bit of an identity here for this season, shall we? Maybe this is closer to what this Leafs team is. I don't think it's what we saw at the beginning of the season. I don't. They're also dumping the puck in a little bit less. Like the structure and the style, that is offside. It's going to go all the way back into the Florida Panthers zone. Intentional offside. See if the Leafs can hold on here. Did Craig Simpson really just say that did not come out? I saw a lot of white between the puck and the line. I would like to see an overhead, but I could understand why the official called it off. I mean, this is as close as you can get. Like, maybe a little speck of the puck was touching the line. Oh, boy. Bennett almost just got smashed by Domi. Oh, nice play by Walt to get that. Oh, that puck went in. Walt's, like, been really, really active tonight. You could have... I know I just said it was a nice play to clear it, yeah, but if he doesn't move from his net, I don't think that goes in. Panthers are on the board with a cheap one. I mean, Verhaeghe was going to get to that, so Woll probably would have been in trouble. I guess he was on the post. It goes under his arm. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. That sucks. I can't believe it goes through that little gap. Like, that's so unlucky. Oh boy, puck's in front again. Now the Leafs are collapsing. And the fourth line's out there, which, of course, Berube always does after he scored on. Now the Panthers are buzzing a little bit. Not good. Not good. Come on, guys. Lock in. Lock in. Get skating, man. 8 minutes left. Close it out. Close it out. Puck goes towards the net. Yarncroke's going to get it out. Chip to... Oh, here comes Lawton on a breakaway again. Uses his body to his advantage. Where's the puck? Oh, Yarncroke put it in after, but I don't think that's going to count. The whistle went. I think that puck stayed out. That's how you bounce back. That's a good shift. That's some energy there. Nice chip play by Lorentz. Where's this play coming? This should come in the zone, no? This face-off? Beats Forsling, who's a pretty good skater. Nice slash. Two-hander right down on the wrist. I don't think this ever went in. I think Bobrovsky never went back into his goal. Yarncroke puts it in after, but the net's off and the whistle went. Lorentz was skating at 34 kilometers an hour there. Lawton came on the ice to say something to Mikkola. He's been yapping all night, man. They're taking a look at this play, but I don't believe this puck ever went in. Bobrovsky, it looks like it's in front of Bobrovsky the whole time, and he never went back into the net. What are they looking at here, though? You can't see the puck, and it's not behind the line. There goes the net. Oh, it's on the goal line. It's on a skate. It never went in. It never went in. I think Yarncrook put it in after, but the whistle had gone and the net was off. So, which it could count if the whistle had not gone. Wait a minute. Whoa, show that. Whoa, 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 whoa. Show that angle again. Run that replay back. It was under his skate. I want to see that angle again. Run that back. I think I saw something. I think. I would like to see it. Yeah. Run this clip. I don't want to see an image. Show that last replay back. That looked like it went in the net. That looked like it was under his skate and in the net. From the one angle, the penalty box angle. I think it was a penalty box one. I don't know what they're looking at on that iPad, man. Might as well be playing Fortnite on those things, man. This angle might be good, too. Oh, man, that's tough to say. That is tough to say on that angle. I want to see that first one again. They're taking their time with this. This is a tough one. It almost looked like it was a goal from that angle as well, but there's no conclusive evidence on that angle. I want to see that first angle. They're taking a while with this. There might be something here. Okay, here we go. We got a ruling. No goal. Never across the goal line from the officials. I want to see that first angle again. They only showed it once. I thought... Not this overhead one, man. The penalty box one, it looked like it was in. Under his skate. Yeah, you can't see nothing from that angle. Okay, well, it stays out. It did at first look like there was one... I'll say it again. There was one angle that I was like, that looks like it's in. The other ones are like, the ones really close to the ice. You can't really tell because of the angle, but... Just got to keep skating. Leafs just got to keep going here. Forechecking, being smart, play discipline, get your feet moving. Don't stop playing. You stop playing in Long Island, it costs you 2 points. Offside at the Leafs line. 7:22 remaining in this third period. The Leafs in terms of finishing, by the way, just finishing, best in the league. Best in the league. Not necessarily creating chances or expected goals or any of that stuff, but just finishing, they are number 1 in the league. And they're 4th in the league in goals per game at home, I believe. So, which I believe is 4 or nearing 4 goals a game. But they've also played a lot of home games so far this year. Those road trips are going to suck the rest of the way. Or it could bring a team together. They've also had a 6-game road trip already this year, so got some of that out of the way. Still a few more to go. I feel like they haven't been to Ottawa yet either this year, so I'm going to have a couple of those big games left as well. This is the big one as well. You want to close this one out, man. You need these 2 points. You catch Florida in the standings here. Put yourself in a really good position going into the rest of the week. And not only that, the Leafs play like almost every single day this month. At least every other day. I believe they have 16 games and a 31-day calendar this month. Why is there a leaf on his butt? I didn't see no puck. What happened there? Who was that? Yeah. Man, Wool is too active for my liking tonight. Stay in the net. Stay in your net. Last 5 minutes. Stay in your net. Don't come out, please. That looks offside, yeah, and it is at the line. Offside at the line. 3-1 Leafs. Shots are pretty even. 5:56 remaining in this third period. Do the Leafs hang on and win? 86% of you in the poll right now believe that the Leafs will hang on to win this game. I know. Chill, man. Stay in the net. I'm Macronio, you're correct. A PK Subban jersey got thrown on the ice on Long Island in a game between the Islanders and the Devils tonight, which I believe the Islanders are winning 6-0. Elite ball knowledge. Yeah, Michael Neuer. So good. Also, get this too. This is from the broadcast. The Leafs and the Panthers are both officially halfway through their seasons. They both played 41 games. Okay? They're both at 41 games. There's a couple teams in the league that played maybe a little less, give or take like a game or two, maybe a little bit more. The Rangers, I know, have played the most in the Eastern Conference. But they both played 41 games, even. The Panthers have had 52 more power plays than the Leafs. 52! They've both played 41 games. The Leafs have, the Panthers have had a power play 52 more times than the Leafs. That's insane. The Leafs don't draw enough penalties. Is that something with the team, or is that, you know what I mean? Like, is that something with the team, or is that a conspiracy that we can start to snowball, as we love to do? Well, that's a great question, Prophet. That's a great question. Would you rather have the Leafs, and the play is underway again, would you rather have the Leafs win a Stanley Cup and Canada win the Olympics, or Portugal win the World Cup and the Euros? It's interesting because I've seen two of those things on either end. Nice save by Wool there from the point. I've seen a Euro from Portugal recently. 2016, and I've seen Canada win an Olympic gold. But now you're asking, is it Portugal World Cup or Leafs Stanley Cup? Portugal World Cup is interesting, man, because that would complete a legacy for Cristiano Ronaldo. He would be the greatest of all time. There would be no debate. But, I mean, at least the Stanley Cup would feed generations. Just one. I mean, we could live off one for the rest of our lives. That's a tough one, man. I think I have to go with the Leafs, because I've gone this long without a World Cup, and sometimes you make peace with the fact that it might not happen. But the Leaf season happens every year. So I think I'll go with the Leaf Stanley Cup and Olympic gold for that one, but I would really, really love to see Portugal win a World Cup. That would be awesome. I've never seen a party like I did in Toronto when Portugal won the Euros 10 years ago. 10 years ago already. I've never seen a party like that. Lawton gets that into the zone. 5 minutes left in the third. Puck is given away to Lorentz. Lorentz has been awesome tonight. Very noticeable. Fourth line came to play. I don't know if Yarncroke has been as noticeable. Oh, that's a bad giveaway in middle of the ice. Oh, Rielly just got chopped down with a blocked shot. He got up and he seems okay. McMahon gets that in deep. Here comes Matthews. Oh, McMahon just buried Balinskis. Macaronio, that's not a pop quiz. Come on. Come on. I know football. And we got a scrum going on here after the whistle. McMahon absolutely buried his guy. Hits are 30-18 for the Panthers. But it's been a pretty physical game either way. Eder, man. Eder. It was the shot heard around the world, man. The striker who never scores the biggest goal in the Portuguese Football Federation's history. And I'm pretty sure he retired like right after that. He went back to club play. Like he was playing like tier 3 or something like that. I don't mean to discredit the guy too much, but he wasn't playing like in a top club. And he wasn't even the starting striker for his club. He goes back to his team and then he retired like a year later, I think. Or a couple years later. Like he presented the Nations League trophy to Ronaldo a couple years ago. So the Benoit train. Oh my goodness. Have you guys forgot about the Benoit train? I know Prophet hasn't. The Benoit train. People say I don't like Simone Benoit. Elite ball knowledge, if you remember the Simone Benoit train here on the channel. The Simone Benoit train, ladies and gentlemen. You got to hop on before it's too late. Buy your tickets now. Oh, Lawton looks possessed right now. Absolutely possessed. That's an insane shot on the bench. I'm going to hang that picture in this office. That was insane. Darcy Tucker moment. Got a pile up in front of the net. Musarainen. Elite ball knowledge. That's right here on the channel. The Simone Benoit train. Y'all think we hate Simone Benoit? Couldn't be further from the truth. We're leaving Union Station, ladies and gentlemen. It's already left. Long time ago. Bobrovsky to the bench. 6-on-5 with 4 minutes left. Panthers want 2 goals here. Leafs can ice this game here. Matthews with the defensive zone faceoff here. Shots 26-22 for the Panthers. 4 minutes left in the third period. We're in for a good finish. How did that stay out? Lawton gets it out to center. Great play. Great play by Scott Lawton. I have no idea how that puck stayed out of the net. I'm going to be honest. Where's the winger on this play? Nice save. It's out to the point. It's out to the point. 6-on-5 for the Leafs. It's blocked by Lawton. Where is it? Matthews gets it out. McMahon's going to grab it on the wall. It's out to center, but the Panthers will regroup. 3:15 left here in the third. OEL flips it out of the zone. It's to McMahon at center, but couldn't control that. Forsling has the puck now. He dumps it in. Panthers go to work here on the forecheck. Woll couldn't stop it behind the net. Here comes Matthews. Great defensive play. Where is the winger again? The pucks are going up the walls, but there's no wingers there. Good defensive stick by Matthews. Great defensive plays by Matthews on this play. On this, that hits Forsling. That should not be icing. They're going to call it icing. That hit him. 2:37 left here in the third period. Get your votes in now. Do the Leafs hold on and win this game? They're up by 2. We got 2:37 left here in the third. 3-1 game. Shots are 28-22 for the Panthers. About 5 of those just came recently. All the Leafs have been on the ice for 1:25. Coming off this icing. No timeout for the Panthers. It's out to center. I think the Leafs are going to get a change here. 2:30 left in the third. Defense couldn't change. Stetcher's still out there with OEL. He takes down his man. Musarainen gets that puck to the front of the net. Stetcher's going to shoot it. That went off the glass and out. And they're saying the Panthers are saying she went straight out, and Stetcher's laughing at them. Laughing at them. That's all right. Defensive zone face-off, yes, but they got the puck out. Not out, but you got to whistle, excuse me. I wonder if there's going to be a timeout here. 2:10 left in the third. You got the second line out there with Carlo and Rielly now. It's a scrum draw. Nick Waugh's going to get it out the center, off the boards, and it's into the Panthers zone. Forsling's behind the net with the puck. Panthers have still not called a timeout. Keep that in mind as well. Sam Bennett to center. He gets the puck in deep. Wall stops it behind the net. He gets it off the glass. It's out to Rodriguez. He keeps it in. It's down behind the net. Out in front. Nice stop by Benoit there. To the line and out. I have not profited, no. I love Stetcher, though. He's awesome. Yeah, Tavares is one of the best face-off guys in the league. Well, Wall tries to get that out, but it's knocked down by Sam. Sorry. Yeah, Sam Reinhart. A little too open. Nice save on Reinhart. Tavares is going to get it. Lawton gets it to center. Oh, you should have just shot that down. The Panthers are back in the zone. Oh, boy. We got a minute left here in the third period. 2-goal lead for the Leafs. Benoit gets it. Oh, Tanev. Just get the puck out. Shoot it. Benoit shoots. Oh, he misses the net. It's going to go for icing. Oh, no. Icing with 48.9 to go in the third. Oh, my God. Nyes was facing the wrong way when the puck fell from right in front of him in the slot. I wonder if there's going to be a timeout here. 29-22 are the shots for the Panthers. There is a timeout called by the Panthers here. Leafs second line looks gassed. Second line plus Lawton out there. Holy smokes. So Michelli, obviously, not on the ice for this. Second line with Lawton. Brad Marchand is, not in the game. He left due to an injury, I think, at the end of the first period. Looks like Verhaeghe's going to stay on here for the Panthers. Same with Reinhart. Lundell. Come on, Leafs. Kill this off. Or kill the period. Whatever you want to say. Eat the clock! Eat the clock! Tavares 5 for 13 tonight. Lundell 11 for 17. Lundell wins it, but then the Leafs gained possession. It was pushed forward. Panthers have possession now. It's back to the point. 40 seconds left. Forsling shoots. It's deflected. That's blocked. Wool's helmet is off. They didn't blow it dead. Now they do. Wool's helmet fully on the floor. When Rielly comes back, do we immediately put him in a top 6 role, or do we try to spread out the lineup with him on line 3? He goes back into the top 6. He'll go back in the top 6. I don't know who's coming out. I don't know if it's McMahon, but Nylander's going back in the top 6 for sure. But I would put Willie with Tavares. I put Willie with Tavares and Michelli maybe. Or McMahon. I didn't mind that line last year. They're putting some more time back on the clock because of when the helmet fell off. So there's 33 seconds left now. Here we go. 33 left. Puck is down. Leafs lose the draw. It's to the net, and Joseph Woll makes the save. 28 seconds left. There's 2 Panthers alone in front. And one of them was Sam Bennett. Oh, that's a good save. It was a change up and it was bouncing. Leafs win this draw, but the Panthers get possession. Nice play by McMahon to break that up at the line. McMahon's got to get this out, but he doesn't. 20 seconds left here. Nice save by Wall. 15 seconds left here. Nick Wall's going to grab it. He gets it out. It's to McMahon. He's by himself. He pushes it into the empty net, and that'll do it. 4-1. That'll do it. 13 goals on the year for Bobby McMahon on the empty net. That'll ice the game. 4-1 Leafs. One of the most complete efforts of the entire season for this group. He deserved that. That was a great performance from so many guys tonight. So many guys tonight, man. I have no idea who's going to get the belt tonight, but that was a great performance. They kept their composure. They stayed disciplined. And they got the goal scoring out of it. And now they'll just eat the clock, and that'll do it. 4-1 Leafs. Shots ended up being 32-23. Don't matter. Leafs win, baby. Leafs win. Taking care of business. Amazing. Who gets the belt tonight? Who gets the belt tonight? You could argue McMahon. You could argue Wall. This is who I'm giving the belt to tonight. I'm going to put it in the chat here in just a second. Who gets the belt for you guys? And members, you can use the belt. It's an emoji if you're a member of the channel. That's who gets my belt tonight. That's who kept them in it at the end. You get some goal scoring early on. But this is who kept you in the game. Wall gets my belt. Now, could be McMahon. Austin Matthews had some good chances tonight. I thought Scott Laughton was everywhere. Troy Stecher had a good game. Islanders won 9-0. That was the final? Holy smokes. Devils got some problems. Devils got some problems over there. Nyes or Wool? Wool is getting my belt tonight. That's just for me. But great goal scoring. Great complete effort. Leafs win. 4-1 over the Florida Panthers. And now they're tied with the Panthers. They're tied with the Panthers for almost the wild card spot. They're right outside the playoffs now. They're right there. They're right there. Now, when you look at the schedule, things get very interesting. This is why I was saying it was a must-win game, guys. You're playing the Flyers on Thursday in Philly. The Flyers are a playoff team. They have that spot you want. And you're playing the Flyers on Thursday. Huge game. Then you're back home on Saturday against the Canucks, who stink. That's another huge game. And then remember what I said about playing every other day? Yeah, they play every other day this month. Then they go on the West Coast road trip. And guys, guess what? You got the Flyers. That's a big game coming up. You got the Canucks. They stink. Then you're on the road against the Avs next Monday. The Avs are the best team in the NHL. That's going to be a tough one. Then against the Mammoth. The next day, it's a back-to-back. That's going to be tough. And then, just a day later, or a day in between, on that Thursday, the first time we see Mitch Marner in Vegas as Toronto Maple Leafs fans. That's going to be a big one too. And then Vegas is here on January 23rd. That's going to be a big one as well. When is January 23rd? That is the question of the day. That is a Friday. Of course, it's not. That's right. They made a big deal of that. For some reason, it's on a Friday instead of the Saturday hockey night in Canada on home ice. Did the Leafs even play that Saturday? No, they play at home on the Sunday afternoon against the Avs. That's awful. So we'll see how those games go. But a big 4-1 win by the Toronto Maple Leafs or the Florida Panthers. And the schedule coming up here is very much in their favor. Another big game coming up against the Flyers on Thursday. But this was a big 2 points. Now you pull even with the Panthers. If you win Thursday, you pull yourself back into a playoff spot. And then against the Canucks, if you're riding momentum, you can beat the Canucks. We know that if you continue to play this way. And all of a sudden, like Prophet said, 5-0-2 in your last 7 games, that overtime winner the other night, I mean, that could have easily been a win. That could have easily been an extra point. So Leafs are playing a lot better right now. Leafs are tied with the Panthers. They're just outside of a playoff spot looking in. And again, not necessarily easy opponents coming up, but you can catapult yourself into a playoff spot over the Flyers this Thursday. And then, You got the Canucks on Saturday. Then it gets really tough. You're going out west. So, and not West Coast in terms of the, Calgary, Edmonton road trip. You're going out west to the new road trip with Colorado, Utah, and Vegas. So we'll see how that plays out. All pretty much 10 o'clock starts next week too. And Mitch Marner versus Toronto Maple Leafs next week should be fun. I'll probably be live for that one. That'll be a fun one. But I'll see you guys for the next live stream. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll do one Thursday. Not going to be available for, live on Saturday. But we'll see what happens the rest of the way. But stay tuned to the channel. We'll have you guys posted for some updates. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the watch along tonight. Huge win for the Leafs. I'm going to stream more games because every time I stream, they win, except for one game. So that's been fun. But thank you to everyone. Joshua, Prophet, Macaronial, everybody who tuned in tonight. Devin, I'm sure I'm missing some names. Jared, Nate, thank you, everyone that tuned in. We will see you guys for a video tomorrow. 84% of you guys said that the Leafs were going to hang on and win, and you're right. And they got an empty netter. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in tonight. We will see you for another video tomorrow. And go Leafs go. They're on a little bit of a roll now. And Austin Matthews looks like he'll be back. Leafs and Avs. Maybe I'll stream that one. That should be a good one. Best team in the NHL. But I think that Mitch Marner thing against the Leafs, that's going to be huge. I want to be live for that one. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of storylines with that one. But hey, why not both? Maybe we'll be live for both. Anyway, keep you guys posted on the next live stream. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Have a great night. Go Leafs go. Big win. Panthers suck.
Leafs Digest, your daily dose of gold. Stories of the bold where legends are told. From first pop drop to the season's full. Tune in.